Customer states that his car hasn't been running right since he added coolant. Hey, I'll let you know if I see any smoke. You can go ahead and start her up. Now this reminds me, I need to get my knee looked at soon. Okay, for real. Comment down below how much money you would need to stick your finger in this while it's being cranked over. This is a pretty accurate representation of the sensitivity level of some people when reading an opposing opinion online. Apparently you can turn your manual into an automatic with a simple cheat code. Let's try it. We got neutral, fifth, reverse, punch to neutral, AB, start, select. Oh, it worked. Pro tip, if you're really bad at welding, and you've been tasked with welding the frame of a car, do not drop the gas tank first. With this pro move, the customer will be so preoccupied with the charred interior that he won't have time to check your booger welds under the car. Trust me, thank me later. I finally converted my gas car to fully electric, and I apparently confused the out of my gas gauge. Fun fact, did you know that Henry Ford was actually trying to make a rapid pop popcorn maker? It failed, but as a result, we now have the internal combustion engine. True story, don't look it up. Are you having problems getting your trunk to stay closed? You see, BMWs are pack animals. It's not staying closed because it doesn't respect you. You gotta slam that down like your life depends on it. This will assert dominance and let your BMW know that you are the alpha.
I am now the alpha.
Finding out your horn doesn't work right after getting cut off is a fantastic way to experience true unfiltered rage. Hey look, another person that never did an oil change, and now their engine oil is a solid.
Jesus Christ!
Customer states that she hit a bump so hard that it turned her car into a special little German boy.
Can I leave the door ajar for your cat?
Listen, don't ask any questions. But while I was not doing anything inappropriate, I learned that you actually don't need a key to start this car at all.
Disgusting!
All it said was put no lead gas in it. But it said nothing about vodka. Wake up, comrade. Alright, Bill, go ahead and start her up. I said start her up, Bill. For the love of God, would you start the damn car already? Damn it, Bill, what the hell's your problem?
I'm terribly sorry, sir. I can't reach the ignition.
Customer states that the engine sounds like a playing card in the spoke of a bike tire. I don't know what's going on with the oil pressure in my car, but I do not like it. Let's see if we can improve it with some revving. Ah, yes. Oh, God! I had to drive my wife's car to work today, and I'm not too sure if this is supposed to be an issue or a feature. Let me know in the comments. Most cars, normal cars, measure output as horsepower. Kia, on the other hand, since the early 90s, measures output in rabbit power. And the rating on that Kia just dropped by 1. Hey babe, we've talked about your decorating for festive autumn. You gotta knock it off with these pine cones, sweetie. The bowl full of them in the living room was bad enough. This damn woman's gonna be the death of me. If your shifter breaks off, don't worry about it. You can still shift your car. Just grab a nice flathead screwdriver, jam that in there, and you'll be back to driving in no time. The dealer told me that the car will learn my driving habits and adjust accordingly. But I don't want my car to know anything about me, so I never let it know my next move. Haha, low gear, you.
Hey Larry, how much horsepower that Chevy got under the hood?
Well, I'd say it's got about one Richie with his dick caught in a zipper worth. There is a correct way to help someone stuck in the mud. Then there's whatever the this is. Much more entertaining, I must say. There is nothing like standing around an engine with your boys and listening to it idle and trying to guess how much that ticking sound is going to cost. Sometimes it is really easy to tell when something's about to go very wrong with your car, especially when it sounds like a horror movie. Sometimes you just gotta kiss a little bit of ass to get somewhere, but never, I repeat, never go full human centipede. Customer states that her car is pissing a fine mist in the engine bay, and I must say, that's a damn accurate description. I thought this engine was completely and utterly but when I think about it, if some stranger walked up to me and started aggressively groping my leg, hell, I'd be shaken too. Man, you have to have a lot of confidence in your Jeep if you put it in first gear and hop out to film the drive shaft spinning. Well, maybe not so much confidence. You could just understand that your Jeep is so broken that it has absolutely zero chance of going anywhere. And that is most certainly the case here. Hell, it looks like the only way that Jeep is gonna move is by people power.
Hey Larry, what is this little metal doodad you got in your truck?
Well, that there's a keep your trap shut switch.
Really? How does it work?
Jim, don't touch that. If your car doesn't salute you when you walk by, I want you to know that I am sorry about your poverty.
Your poverty offends me.
If I've learned anything watching the old 1960s Batman TV show, you guys need to run. Window switch, weed stash. Alright, Jim. Once the engine clears the engine bay, you holler, alright?
Now I got you, boss. Clear.
I told you, engine hoister for You know, I think they sell medication for this exact problem. From one of the laziest carjacking attempts to trying to stop an 18-wheeler. These are among the craziest car thieves we found on YouTube. But first, let's watch how crazy close these thieves get to becoming Swiss cheese. These two dudes are just out for a night of stealing Hellcats when one accidentally triggers the alarm.
I'm in danger!
They both take off immediately, but look how fast that owner responds. With a smoke in his mouth, he racks his pew-pew and already has one sighted. But they drive off before being unalived.
Shame.
Props to this owner for his readiness. Let me know in the comments what you would have done if you were the owner. But what happens when a carjacker thinks that they can stop an 18-wheeler? This trucker got the last laugh when these big-brain bad boys try to jack his ride. This trucker in Chile is just doing his own thing, presumably jamming out to Journey or whatever truckers do nowadays, when his dash cam captures him driving over a bridge, a notorious place to get carjacked due to its lack of escape routes. But these dudes, I guess, completely forgot that he is in a vehicle much bigger than theirs, which is kind of like a group of 8-year-olds trying to jump a bodybuilder. Anyways, after they all file out of the car, it only takes 1 second to realize that they've made poor choices. The truck pushes the car out of the way with the fury of a large man at a crowded buffet, leaving the would-be thieves stranded.
You're not so tough without your car, are ya?
Now, how do you think this dude handled the situation? Make sure to tell me in the comments. If you like that one, check out this next one, because this has to be one of the laziest attempts at stealing a car that I have seen in a good while. As this car rounds the corner, a man can be seen in the middle of the street off in the distance. His best attempt at trying to obtain this car consists of brandishing a box cutter and waving it at a 2-ton metal fist. Let's try to figure out what was going through his head here. Ha-ha! I have the high ground! Hey, wait! That's not fair! I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Hey, maybe this will finally be the car that lets me wash their windshield.
How long I've been waiting for this. Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Now that guy certainly wasn't prepared for anything, and apparently neither were these next guys, because we got another hilariously failed carjacking in Chile, and I think you're gonna like this one. The would-be thieves merge in front of this guy pretty early on, in preparation for their big heist, obviously. I'm sure these guys are super professional and already have the perfect spot picked out as they drive over this on-ramp bridge thing.
Now I know this plan is foolproof. Check this out.
Well, they make it to that perfect spot with little to no room to escape before filing out of their vehicle and rushing the target car. The owner doesn't waste a moment before he floors it and beelines to the path of least resistance. And he did it so perfect that it doesn't even look like he lost any speed after expertly taking out that door.
The smooth operator.
Now these dudes have to take the drive of shame home, Jeep style.
I don't understand why the car have no door. Why don't you have a door?
Now, these dudes certainly weren't the sharpest tool in the shed, but this next one's stupidity will blow your mind, because these thieves try to steal a car in broad daylight. The only problem is, they have no idea how to drive a manual. On a seemingly normal day in the middle of the afternoon, a black car can be seen reversing into the street and aggressively driving towards the front bumper of another vehicle. Within moments, a hooded man, improperly exercising the Second Amendment, jumps out of the car and rushes the owner. Without hesitation, the owner hops out with his hands up and lets the would-be thief enter the vehicle. As the large man saunters away, the thief doesn't immediately speed away as you would expect. This is likely because he's looking at the floorboard, thinking to himself,
Why the hell does this thing have 2 brake pedals?
It doesn't take long before you see the door open back up, where the thief presumably asks the owner for help stealing the vehicle.
Hey man, how the hell do I drive this thing?
He decides to give it another go, but again is unsuccessful. Reality is really starting to set in for this dude as he looks around and realizes he's dead in the water. His buddies took off, the owner took off, and he has no idea what he's doing. The world starts closing in on the thief as he starts hearing sirens in the distance. He makes one last attempt at trying to drive away, but he can't even get the car started at this point. Police have finally closed in, and the thief now has his hands in the air, just as the owner did moments ago. He's ordered to the ground, and the police move in to handcuff him and cart him off to where he belongs.
Prepare to be by the long of the law. Get out.
You know, it makes no sense to me when criminals want to make a living off stealing other people's cars, but don't take the time to learn to drive a manual. This is yet another video that shows that one of the best anti-theft devices you can own is a manual transmission. Hey there, good people of the internet. If you're enjoying the content so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. It really does help us out in keeping those videos coming your way. We've also got some pretty awesome Noob Mechanic merch available. You can find a link to our Amazon store in the description below. And if you want to go that extra mile, consider becoming a channel member or checking out our Patreon. We've got some sweet perks lined up just for you, including early access to new videos, behind-the-scenes content, and much more.
Oh my god! Wow!
Thanks for being a part of this journey with us. I appreciate your time. Let's go ahead and hop right back in the video. And with that, we've come to our final clip. And it's a good one, because these two carjackers might be some of the dumbest people on YouTube. This video shows the dash cam of a man and his grandmother in what I assume is Russia. They took a wrong turn a while ago and have been traveling down this dirt road for some time before encountering these pair of Cro-Mags. You can see one of the guys has a baseball bat, which he has chosen this as his preferred weapon for carjacking, which easily might be one of the least effective tools to use in this situation. So he charges ahead, presumably ordering the two out of the car.
Get out! No!
The man driving throws in reverse and tries to keep distance. The thief tries everything he can think of, which consists of shouting, making threatening gestures,
is so intimidating. He knows he's an intimidating figure.
and even pulling on the man's windshield wipers.
Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp?
Wiper.
Now, get your hands off there.
His buddy, seeing how extremely effective this is, grabs his own little stick before running over to help. These two nutbags get absolutely nowhere, and the man gets bored with them and finally decides to drive around the van and get out of there. Turns out you can make a pretty cool design on your car if you put a rubber bungee on your tire. I like to call this one Marble Dream. Hey, burnouts are fun. However, what's not fun is doing a burnout until your tire pops. And it's even more not fun when you realize that that popping sound wasn't actually your tire, but rather your turbo taking a forced and aggressive retirement. Hey man, I get it. Inflation is high. Everything's expensive. But I wouldn't wait until your rotor is paper thin to replace it, you know? Here's a prime example of why they say racing is a rich man's game. Because breaks and expensive. We lost the key to this customer's car, so we looked through the pile of keys we have here, and I think we found something that would work. Whoop, good enough. Here is a visual representation of your knees after the age of 45. And that'll be $50. Behold, Pure stupidity. I don't know what you thought was gonna happen, bro, but good luck on those skin grafts on your face. You know, there are only two good things about having a slow oil leak. One, you don't have to worry about rust, and two, you can just top off the oil and it'll change itself. See, this looks real bad, sure, but I see it as a win. You get to upgrade your turbo, and you have a pretty neat blender now. I can tell you something without a doubt. If you ever find yourself removing your tires from your wheel well in one large rubber strip, you live a good, fulfilling life.
You see, ma'am, the metal on your car shouldn't have the same structural integrity as a goddamn Dorito. What the hell did you do to this thing?
If your horn button stops working, it's actually pretty easy to fix. You can wire it directly to your battery. The hard part is figuring out how to honk at somebody on the highway. Hey, sometimes you gotta full send it. Sometimes that results in Terpsky no spoolie anymore. But that's okay. This gives you an excuse to go with a bigger turbo. It's a win-win really, if you think about it.
Now, it's important that when you're cleaning your old diesel that you really give her the deep cleanings. This is what I like to call a soot enema. You want to make sure you get it nice and deep like. If them exhaust valves ain't getting moistened, you ain't getting deep enough. Woo boy!
Wait a second, this kind of slaps. Hey editor, run it back. You know what to do. These little Subarus have a pretty neat feature where you can hold the brake and turn on the headlight to make the RPMs drop down to 0 while it's idling. I don't know how that's useful, but hey, now you know. When engineers design a car so poorly, you just have to put on your big boy hat and get to work. There is not a single nut or bolt that can hide from 26 feet worth of extensions and a can-do attitude. We get done around here.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Hey, whoever's idea it was to connect the engine mounts to the wiper blade mechanism needs to be promoted to customer. You know, it's not very often that you see a car having a full-on seizure. I sure hope he is okay. Before changing your oil, it's always best to give your engine a good shake to get those oil shavings off the bottom of the pan. Hey, I don't know about you, but that rag being that close to the carb is really making me nervous.
Can I put it this way? What? Fire! Where? Fire!
You really can't stop a dump truck. If it loses a wheel, you can just shift its weight to the rear and carry on with its day. Tell me you overfilled your exhaust bearing fluid without telling me you overfilled your exhaust bearing fluid. Customer brought this car in for an oil leak, declined all other repairs. Customer advised that he paid the local mechanic $30 to rewire a couple of things. And now he's having issues with his turn signals, so the right side blinker is on. Let's see what we got. Okay, this looks good. Okay, and that's blinking, perfect. Back right is blinking, nice. And I can't imagine what kind of went on to cause this level of We got several missing bolts, everything's loose, brake pads are shifted, rotor's wasted, and the customer doesn't want it repaired. He is insisting that he will drive it home.
Hey Larry, now I'm gonna need you to remind me, is this little spinny bit supposed to be hangly-dangly like this?
God damn it, Jim. What the hell are you doing, Bill? The gas goes inside the car.
I'll come help, Larry. Ow, my back.
Now you done told me that I needed to clean the carburetor, so I washed it. I don't see what the big deal is. After a car has had a major repair, it's a little scared to get back on the road. So you may notice a little shiver here and there. It's completely normal, and it'll go away when your car gets a little bit more comfortable with driving again. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. If your oil looks like this, you have no business owning or operating a vehicle. It's simple, people. Just change your oil. If you can't change the oil, pay somebody to change it. There's a good reason that you are supposed to change it often. It's lubrication for the engine. This venom-like substance ain't lubricating shit. Me personally, I change mine every 3,000 miles so it doesn't turn into some sort of Laffy Taffy sludge. Seriously, this might be some of the worst oil that I've ever seen. This doesn't just happen with 1 or 2 missed oil changes. You have to neglect your ride for a very, very long time before the consistency of your oil turns into a thick brownie batter. And I'm even more upset over the fact that it looks delicious and I'd like to sample some of its sweet brownie flavors. Ah, f it, who's with me?
Spectacular, give me 14 of them right now.
Man, you must not be a fan of that radiator. That's dad jokes, baby. Hey, what's up, good people of the internet? Today I installed a huge turbo and a 200 wet shot of nitrous, and I'm going to show you how much power this thing makes now. You buckled up, Freddy? Yep. Let's do it. Jesus! Oh man, this ain't good. Oh god. Hey, Frank? Do we have any JB Weld left? Manual cars have a neat feature that give you a game show style buzzer sound when you shift it wrong. Same thing applies for these older cars with 3 on the tree, except it sounded more like sawing into bone. Whoop, well, let's just stick that back on and back away slowly. Hey man, this ain't the 60s anymore. Did that shifter consent to being handled that way? Customer states that he can feel a very slight knock when he's driving. I never thought that I'd say this, but you do know that brake pads are supposed to be changed occasionally, right? Right? Hey man, quick question. Is this within manufacturer specified tolerance? Alright class, today we're going to learn how to remove rockers the easy way. Okay Mikey, go ahead and crank it.
My eye!
Well, while I'm at the ER with Chad, I want you to think about the lesson I taught you today. Never let a rocker hit you in the eye.
Yes, sir.
Lights not working? Punch it. People not listening to you? Hey, I found this cool little hack for VWs. If you hook up the battery jumper backwards, the car will give you a light show. Well, this gives a whole new meaning to pumping gas. Yeah, it's a bad joke. I'll see myself out. Chevrolet now has a new security feature that blasts front-mounted miniguns when you hold the rear hatch button. It is important to note that the neighborhood crackhead mechanic is never a great choice for a reason. Unless you're looking to add features, such as starting your car with the headlight switch.
Big dog, if you ain't gonna pay me, big dog, I take all this back loose and don't get fouled on me, big dog. Cause all these other cats' cars I fix, they ain't gonna tell you I fix their car.
Okay, you little you don't want to work? Okay, well let's just see about that. You want to take a... Yeah! Dude, this one's crazy. This man has never changed his rotors, like ever. And this is easily a 40-plus-year-old truck, and this is what happens. Your rotors turn into razor blades. What's crazier to think about is at some point, this vehicle had some sort of issue stopping, and someone must have looked at the brake pads and replaced them. So either they didn't notice the rotors at all, or they looked at it and thought to themselves, yeah, everything looks good to me, and just went on with their merry way. Folks, check your shit. Don't let it get this out of hand. This is very dangerous. Or, do whatever you want to. Tired of your check engine light and that annoying car chime? Well, Mercedes has started implementing a new percussion chime, so now you hear some pretty sweet beats when your shit's all f***ed up. Hey boss, I couldn't figure out how to get the air in the tire, so I'm making a new place for a valve stem. Well, good news. We know that the issue isn't the lack of spark. Now, I would never suggest that anyone actually do this, but filling that window washing reservoir with oil might actually make it effective in deterring tailgaters. This dude heard this banging sound under his car for years and never thought to just get under it and jiggle shit around. Easiest $200 I've ever made. When you live in the Rust Belt, it's not uncommon to find cars that are held together by rust and Bondo. If you have to deal with this kind of shit, let me know in the comments where you're from. I never really ever recommend fixing your car with violence, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. So apparently the security feature of this car is pretty rare. If you try to start the car with an unprogrammed key, instead of sounding an alarm, it emits a sound of an old movie reel spinning up. Customer states that her engine got really loud all of a sudden. Customer complains of a slight dinging sound when driving. Customer brought her car in because it just hasn't been running right. Upon removing the oil pan, it was discovered that this little doodad is loose. Does anyone know how many ugga-duggas it needs to be in spec? The best brains in the entire world got together and finally developed a windshield wiper system that also wipes the driver's side window. Did you know that if your wiper blades don't work, you can slam your hood to loosen the mechanism?
Hey Larry, I think I found the problem. This little spinny doodle is playing red light, green light.
Apparently you can safely remove this light's housing by punching the release button. Right about here.
Nice, smart.
Just for reference, your timing belt should not be described as floppy at any point. Sometimes you need a little in and out action and a jiggle to get things going.
Yeah, boy.
Hey Larry, why do you think this man has named his truck Willie Nelson?
Well, it's because it's old. Now stop messing around and let's go.
Hey, go on and bring your car up to us. We have the best selection of turbos that $20 can buy. We got big turbos, small turbos, broken turbos, and working turbos.
Sir, we don't have working turbos.
Okay, we got broken turbos. Get your broken turbos today.
Alright, so step 1, you're going to want to pull on the hood insulator and just release all the hood nuts. Now, I've seen a 2-piece rotor before, but I've never seen some shit like this.
Damn!
Have you seen the new TikTok hack to secure your car? You pull the brake up and off. Good luck, thieves! Most people don't know this, but inside your engine, if you remove this completely useless rod, you'll find a very small parts holder hidden just below it. Hey bud, can you grab my phone off the center console?
What'd you do?
You know, you might look at a hole like this and think that it's an unrepairable issue, not to mention the damage caused by the lack of lubrication, but I'm here to tell you with certainty, you are absolutely correct, man. It's bro. You know, my mama always told me that you can't solve any problems with your fist. But daddy said mama was full of shit. To get started, we're going to want to use a flathead screwdriver to remove the stock protective peanut brittle from the engine.
What?
Okay, so we're just going to take this part and just kind of tuck it right back in here like this. Perfect. And we'll just ignore it. And everything will be okay. Yep, good as new. La 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 la. Oh, for the love of God. There are grooves on your brake. When you can't see the grooves anymore, it's time to replace them. What are you doing here? Collecting the damn backing plates?
If they're serious, they are. If they actually can catch them all, that's what they're doing. That's what I'm doing.
Let me tell you something. Sometimes when I'm really bored, I like to throw my car into neutral and just rev it to the moon and watch my tack needle duke it out with my speedometer needle. This is a public service announcement. If you, at any point, start seeing smoke billowing from your brakes, it might be time to replace some before you melt your tire. Thank you for your time. If you didn't know that tires could get the mumps, well, now you know. Hey babe, I got the car fixed.
What was wrong with it?
Nothing really. He was just a little depressed, so I took him out drinking. Oh, god damn it. Dude, that's the last time I buy you whiskey. Well, I could be wrong here, but I think this wiggly bit should probably not be wiggling. Wait a second. Who put a f***ing tapered wood screw here? I see your push rod's got a case of the floppies. You know, I'm pretty sure there's a little blue pill that can fix that. The cars actually have a far greater range of movement than they use. Their posture locks them up and prevents their full capability. All the girl needs is a gentle adjustment. You should feel a slight pulp and release. There you go. Look how much more range you have. You know, I may not like them, but I understand why people mod their car. But this new inch your window open by swinging the door mod, I can't get behind that. But hey, some Honda guy out there will probably think it pairs perfectly with his fart can exhaust and extreme camber. I can't decide if this is a good thing or a terrifying thing that you can fix the steering of your Jeep by hitting a large speed bump.
Hey Larry, I think I changed the speedometer into a missile detector.
What the hell is that?
I don't really know, but it's coming in fast.
Well, by the looks of it, your pressure plate has a bad case of the floppies. God damn it, Jim. Did you fill the car up with straight vodka again? You know he can't handle that
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry, Larry.
You would think that almost hitting a deer would scare the deer, but it looks like it just scared the out of the car.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy. Let's get you cleaned up. Yes, ma'am. As you can see here, your blinker fluid is almost empty. That'll cost about $300 to fix the leak and repair it.
Hey Larry, I think this truck has a ticklish spot.
What the fuck? So there is a secret button on this car that activates vibrating seats. And I think that's pretty neat.
How neat is that? That's pretty neat.
Hey man, you can't just decide that you're done working. Man, these new training cars are wild. If it doesn't like what you're doing, it will let you know. Hey kid, I'm sorry about what I said. Just please unlock the door.
No, Michael, we aren't done here.
Please just open the door. I'd like to leave.
You're not going anywhere.
I really want to get out now.
You'll get out when I say you can get out.
Why are you turning the heater to 200 degrees, kid? Man, these new stereo systems are getting fancy. Not only do you have subwoofers and premium speakers and tweeters, but now your radio doubles as a strobe light that syncs with your music. And with some slight wiring, we can get those headlights synced up too. Okay, just to be clear for the people in the very back, this is what you do not want to see when you're at a gas pump. Now, you're going to want to relieve the pressure with some soft and sensual squeezing.
I'll go easy on him, Larry. He's trying. He just got confused is all.
Oh yeah, that's bad. Oh wait. No, never mind. It's a BMW. It's completely in spec. Okay. Well, this looks fine. Let's check over here. Oh well. Let's just put this back over here. Rolled your ankle one too many times, did you? Welcome to my tutorial on how to check clutch operation. Pushing the clutch, did it return? If no, your clutch is not operational. Thank you for joining me in this tutorial. Well, I found out what's wrong with your car. It's mechanically perfect, but it does have ADHD, dyslexia, it's a little manic depressive, and OCD. It's also bipolar, and antisocial with manic depressive disorder. Not to mention its borderline personality disorder, and schizophrenia, dementia. A lot of people don't know the simplicity of an AC compressor. When switching from cold to hot, the AC just runs in reverse and sucks the cold air out of the car. Simple. Well, I can fix it.
But our shop charges a minimum of $200 for potty training.
What in the inbred meth head electrician has happened here?
You know, you might ask me why I named my car Mary Sue. Well, that's my ex-wife's name, and they both think they're right, no matter what.
You know, this new generation is damn wasteful. They always want to replace instead of repair. Well, let me tell you something, kid. A little piece of duct tape goes a long way. Alright, let's see what the problem is. Nah, okay. I see. When this exhaust light turns on like this, it means that you have some sort of blockage, I think. I'll tell you what. I'll fix it for free if you touch it. Alright, let's see what we got here. We got brand new tires. Good, good. Unbalanced as shit. Good, good. Okay, let's check this oil level. Let's see what we got here. What the unholy white pudding fucking shit happened here? Ma'am, I'm so sorry, but I'm afraid that the Turbski has spooled his last spoolie. Did you know that modern engines now play a sound when they're broken that's supposed to remind you of a money counter that you're going to have to use to pay to fix the damn thing? This customer came in for an oil change. He made it clear that he didn't care about anything and is adamant that he didn't want any other services performed. So the question is, do I tell him? Nah.
Well, let's get to this, Jim. He already paid us to fix it, now we gotta do our job, you understand?
Oh, hell, Larry. This some might be too far gone. Oh, man, you can see the dang old crankshaft here, Larry, look.
Oh, well,
You know, when your shit's worn out this bad, the question stops being, how did you let it get this bad? And it starts becoming, how did you get this to the shop without dying? You know, I've never had a clown car in the shop, but I just learned that it uses a completely different suspension setup. Alright, let me see here. Ooh, I gotta put on my glasses for this one. Yes, the spec for this. The manufacturer has it labeled, quote, "It'll be fine. Give it the full send, my boy." Well, that doesn't look too bad. Oh man, scratch that. That's pretty bad, actually. How the hell did you manage to f this up that bad, dude?
These goddamn fussy cars and their goddamn fussy sensors. That some clearly has a couple of thousand miles left on it.
I'll tell you, back in my day, gas gauges weren't very accurate. We were always guessing if we were going to make it home or not, which taught us that nothing in life is certain, so don't be a p*** about it.
Ah, yes. Here we can see that the wiring harness was attacked by a hungry little nibbly boy. Little furry f***s. You know, I'm getting sick and tired of you not acting right. That's better. You know, some of these older cars have a strange way of opening the gas fill door, but it's a classic, so the hood probably popped up too. You know, say what you will, but that's a pretty decent rigging, and as we all know, it ain't stupid if it works. What you see is a complete mess. What I see is free anti-rust coating. We are not the same.
I can see that the car has been doing its appropriate amount of yoga. See all this extra range of movements in the tire? Very good.
You know you got yourself one hell of a car if the tank is empty and the transmission's in neutral and the engine still puts power to the tires.
Hey, Larry, it fell off.
It what? So be honest with me, sir. On a scale from 1 to 10, how broken is my transmission? Yes. You know you're living in the Rust Belt when you find a rusty part on the ground and you need to figure out where it fell off from. My heart goes out to you folks that have to deal with this shit. You know, there's some poor kid out there just revving his engine at a car meet thinking to himself, man, this sounds so cool. Everyone around me is so impressed. I'm so cool. This car sounds amazing. Well, kid, it doesn't. They aren't. And it's annoying and sounds like trash. Please leave. This is how to find a coolant leak. Pressurize the system, look for the P. You're welcome. Now I know this should be connected to something. Hey, I found a good use for those fart can exhausts. Paper shredder.
Now this thing's spinning, but it's not making the other spinning thing go. That's some spooky stuff, man.
Yeah, come on over here real quick, let me show you something. Yeah, you see this metal plate here? You can take this little bit off here. Yeah, watch this. Watch. Now you got yourself a free defense frisbee. Yeah, buddy, I'm Captain American Hillbilly now. Customer states that his car is running funny. Well, that's what you get for putting orange juice in it. That is pretty funny, though. Alrighty, let's check the workshop manual to see what tools I'll need for this bumper installation. Hell yeah, brother, I like this job already. This tire looks good, right? Just a blemish? Well, guess again. Hey, what's up, TikTok? Your boy just got a brand new car. Listen to this baby purr.
That sounds awful.
Look, man, I don't know how you did this, but I bet you had a blast doing it, didn't you little son of a bitch? Customer just said that he bought this VW. He just couldn't pass up this smoking hot deal. Alrighty, let me get these lugs off real quick. I said get these nuts off real quick. Come on, you! It pisses me off when people neglect their cars so bad, especially when maintenance is so easy. First, adjust your aluminum foil until you get the radio signal, then add some water to your pool noodle, and lastly, sharpen your damn pencil. It's so simple, people, come on. Today, I'm gonna teach you about, how to add underglow to any vehicle for under $12. Well, the customer brought this in for a minor attitude adjustment. Apparently the car is getting pissed off every time he puts it into drive. Fun fact, most vehicles on the East Coast, after 10 years of use or so, have the structural integrity of a wasp nest. Seriously, I've eaten peanut butter with more strength to it than this. Sadly, my editor has to put up with this shit. Our sympathy goes out to all you folks in the Rust Belt. Alright, Jim, why is there 20-something 10mm sockets on my desk?
Yeah, Larry, the new hire is really good at getting drop sockets and screws. Ain't you, boy? You're a good little fetcher, ain't you?
Jim, did you hire a goddamn squirrel?
Larry, his name is Fred. It's Fred.
Fun fact, did you know that most doors are filled with window washing fluid? Basically, every time you roll your window down, the washing fluid cleans the window. Now, sadly, most people neglect this, and this fluid can get really nasty. Care about your cars, people. Change your door fluid. These modern cop cars are so advanced, they recently installed an AI to monitor your behavior in the back seat. If the car determines that you ain't acting right, it will correct your behavior immediately. Customer drove this into the shop, and it's important to repeat that. The customer drove this in. How he did it is beyond me, and just for your reference, your car should not feel like you're going 10 for 10.
Hey Larry, I got the VW all converted for flight mode. The wheels calibrated for pitch and yaw. How are the thrusters going?
I'm almost done. I just gotta... Alright. What free do we have today? Oh, for the love of God. Is that a garden hose? Here's your daily reminder that engineers genuinely hate humanity and want us to suffer. You know, I've heard it my entire life, but this is the first time I'm actually witnessing it. Crack kills, y'all. So this isn't even really a joke, I just found it kinda cool. Apparently Porsche makes a special kind of spare tire that folds into itself when deflated to save space. It's pretty neat, but also kinda useless. When was the last time you inflated a spare tire before using it? You know, as a mechanic, I live by one rule and one rule only. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that something still runs fine, so let's go. Yeah, I'm almost done. Yeah, I just have to pump and prime the ejector seat. Sometimes hiring the crackhead mechanic down the street for a radio swap will get you a new system for pretty cheap. But sometimes, just sometimes, you can end up with a car with the consistency of melted marshmallow. If your engine oil displays symbiote-like behavior under a magnet, there's a good chance that you went too fucking long between oil changes, or you went entirely too hard on your engine. Customer said I was only 6 miles away, so he decided to drive it in. Bruh, you didn't drive this in. You dragged this in. Oh damn. Well, let's just set you back right there. Customer brought this vehicle in for some exhaust work, and he wanted to make sure that he wasn't quoted for any other unnecessary work.
Wee! Ow! Ooh! Oh, my back.
Jesus, Jim, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, Larry.
What the hell are you doing?
Well, Freebird came on the radio, and I had to...
Say no more, bud. I get it, Jim. Do you have a broken sunroof? Well, not a problem at all. All you're going to need is some self-tapping sheet metal screws and a sheet of plexiglass and about a gallon of Flex Seal. Pre-drill some holes in the plexiglass, lather on some Flex Seal, and screw that motherfucker down. Woo! Customer states that the car won't start, but every once in a while the starter will kick in for a second. What he neglected to state is that he replaced his own battery. Oh, come on, man. Even the side you tried to connect you got wrong.
Pathetic.
Do you have a problem with overcorrecting? Well, with the new slippery grip, you'll never overcorrect again. It is so effective that you might not even be able to regular correct either. To be fair, you did tell her to pull it in and take a seat. You didn't specify she needed to get out of the car. Did you know that these old Ford Rangers have a tickle button? Customer didn't have enough money for new tires, so she wanted to see if I could retread them. Normally I wouldn't, but $100 is $100. Frank, bring me my Dremel. So your gear shifter's a little floppy in any gear. It's nothing to worry about. We all go through the same issue after 40 years, but trust me, being more aggressive with it won't make it less floppy. You'll know when your car hits the top speed. Your car will let you know. Now, it's important to not touch any metal when disconnecting the positive battery cable. Customer states he hears a lot of engine noise, which is strange because the engine still has all of its factory sound insulation material still in it. Now that's some thick engine, honey.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
If you ever need to roll back the mileage on your car, it's simple. Hold down the cigarette lighter while you start the car and run the RPMs in reverse. Well, this has to be the least efficient way to operate a rear wiper that I've ever seen. Do you have a problem with aggressively handling your steering wheel during road rage incidents? Try the new floppy wheel by Sharper Image and save yourself a hospital bill. Now, for a technical diagnosis.
Yeah, do a burnout. Larry, your damn wheel done took off.
The tension spring in my brake pedal broke, so I replaced it with a door stopper spring. It's not going well. This dude discovered that his key fob works for his car, and the car next to it, which is just fate telling him that he's just won a new car. Hey, congrats, bud. Dudes, I was just struck by lightning while doing 88 miles per hour, and my car is freaking out.
Great Scott!
Now, so I told Jessica that if she wanted her toast buttered, she'd need to... Oh, shit. It's always a fun time to give your car a small blast of nitrous. But a big blast of nitrous will sometimes result in not having a good time.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Bless you. If you don't have a car alarm, you can keep your vehicle secure by installing this dummy handle.
What the hell is that? Skadoosh! Oh!
I think we're looking at a man turning a steering wheel at 2 frames per second. Customer claims that he can hear a faint rattle when he drives, and it seems like it could be that this here go box should be in one piece and not 2. Hey, you do it how you want to do it. Point is, now we know it has fuel, damn it.
Catch me riding down the street on 3-wheel. We don't mess with them spinner, no spree wheels. Don't need candy paint, no subs in the trunk. Just lose one wheel so that side looks sunk. 3-wheeling on them, 3-wheeling on them. We don't ride 4 wheels, bro, you already know. 3-wheeling on them, 3-wheeling on them. We don't ride 4 wheels, bro, you already know.
Do you need an easy way to rust-proof your engine bay? Just leave the oil fill cap off and go for a spirited drive. If you develop rust over time, your drive wasn't spirited enough. Rotor cutouts. It's for cooling.
Hey, that don't go there.
Customer complains of a clunking noise when he puts it in gear. I'm honestly surprised that U-joint held for as long as it did. Y'all ever tried those new Apple exhaust clamps? I mixed a little water with my gas to make it go further, and my gas gauge does not know what the hell's going on now.
Behold, the fastest idling vehicle known to man.
Now that's some thick-ass chicken soup. Just for reference, your transmission gear should not look like this.
Drift life, bro.
Well, damn, that looks expensive. If I win the lottery, I wouldn't tell anyone, but there will be signs.
What'd you do?
This is the car equivalent to stepping off the curb and rolling your ankle. Customer states that her car sounds like a prize wheel. I don't think you're gonna like your prize. Ah, damn it. McDonald's ice cream machine is down again. To beef up neighborhood morale, this kind soul put sparklers on his car to wow the children. Behold this f***ery. Must be mighty cold outside, cause that poor truck has a shiver down deep in its soul. Now, before we put the pan back on, we want to make sure that our pudding has set up nice and firm. Yep, I think that's about right. Well, you're now. Engine coolant keeps the engine cool, so in the hottest months, putting some coolant on your floorboards will help keep the cabin cool as well. There is nothing more refreshing than being smacked square in the forehead with a slipped breaker bar. When you spend the whole budget on the engine, but you still want hydraulics. Hey, look at that. He found that 10mm that I lost last year. I tell you, Honda guys are a different breed. Well, I've made my car as loud and annoying as possible, but I just feel like there isn't enough people looking at me. Let's try a basketball gold tailpipe. You know, this is only acceptable to do if you have to make it back to 1985. It's reassuring to know that this pup dreams about the same stuff that I dream about. Who would have guessed that a 6-figure car would be so damn good at doing pit maneuvers? Looks like Dad is gonna have to buy 2 new cars now. This Mustang owner wanted to line up on the highway, but no one saw the cop right behind them. Rules of the road. If you line up for a race and you lose, you get the ticket. This is why you always check your jack points. His reaction tells a story about how much trouble he's about to be in. You would think that the inexperience of a driver would be the cause of a lost race. I never would have guessed that it would have been the starting guy. Depending on how much money was on the race, I'd like to think that I wouldn't have stopped. You know, when you're a true car guy, nothing will stop you from working on your car. Except if your tool set floats away. I have never seen Darwinism acted out so blatantly in public. This thing must have been really dirty if the paint needed to be removed to clean it. I think she misunderstood the "would you like to add a car wash" button at the pump. This Rolls-Royce dealer was trying to show off a security feature that prevents people from stealing the hood ornament. It didn't go well for him. Better knock 15K off that asking price now. When you got grandkids, but you still live that 2JZ life. You want to see what can happen when you don't bolt down the exhaust manifold cover? Now imagine the car at speed with the hood closed. I gotta praise Ford for this one. They're starting to understand their customer base and even started implementing new and innovative ideas such as these awesome beer coolers. This dude brings a whole new meaning to filling up. I'm pretty sure you aren't getting it more full, and based on what I know about gas pumps, you aren't getting much more gas, but you are spending way more money. No joke, I have dealt with gas fires before and this is absolutely terrifying to me. What would you do in a situation like this? Because this lady's first choice is to gallop towards it and give it the people's elbow.
It's the most electrifying move in sports entertainment today. Oh, the people's elbow! An exclamation point!
Hey, there's nothing to see here. It happens to all cars as they start getting old. It's nothing to be ashamed of, sir. Customer states that there is a slight wobble in the rear. I guess I'm gonna have to look up the meaning of slight vibration again. Contrary to popular belief, putting anti-seize in your engine will not keep it from seizing. Don't ever let someone tell you you can't do something. I'm here to tell you that with enough will and determination, you can do some really stupid shit like this too. When your engine is blown, but you've watched enough Flintstones to know that everything is gonna be just fine. Here's a really easy way to trap a mechanic. Ooh, a 10mm. Ooh, a 10mm. Ooh, another 10mm. Ooh, a 10mm. Ooh, a 10mm. Uh-oh. Oh no. Yeah, dude. My car makes so much horsepower it ejects the dipstick sometimes. Whee! This customer only had $30 and just needed something temporary to get him to and from work. Rate our repair in the comments. Ah, dude, sick burnout. Those smokeless tires must cost a fortune. Does anybody know how something like this happens? Let me know in the comments. I really want to not like this thing. I really want to make fun of it. But I just can't help but to feel nothing but pride. With just a hint of jealousy. So it turns out, they don't sell a lowering kit for a Prius, but apparently, you do have other options. Have you ever seen what not giving a single looks like? Because this is exactly what not giving a single looks like. Well, if you don't have a place to mount your grill, you always have self-tapping screws. Now the battery is properly grounded. Hey look, it's every Honda owner at a car meet. Everyone thinks you're so cool. We always talk about how nice your car sounds. Hey, you can't park here, man.
Well, it's solid ice out here today. One way to tell.
I have never heard someone so calm while losing control on an icy road. Mentally, you got it together, my guy, but dude, you gotta clean out that truck. When the customer is being a complete but you want to brighten his mood up with some complimentary donuts. If you ever wondered how wheel bearing grease was made, you can stop wondering. It's apparently a byproduct that accumulates in a big rig oil pan.
I don't know how the hell this even happens.
Man, that is so bad. How do you let it get that bad? Well, I think you got something hooked up wrong there, bud. It's not that bad. Throw a couple of zip ties on it and call it good. Hey, I just installed a huge cam in my sink. What do you think? When the other guy's using the only angle grinder in the shop, but you got shit to do. I'm not even mad. Do you, bro? Did you know that Dollar General started making impact socket sets? I would not recommend. Okay, so good news, sir. We have determined that she has good spark, but bad news, she's got good spark. You know, there's only one universal way to test a race car's weak spot, and that's to aggressively test. Well, at least now you know. Hey, that's a pretty neat idea. Installing a parts bucket right on the bottom of your engine? Now that's convenience. Well, whoever lost this is probably not having a good day. Customer states they just had their car detailed and wants the shop to be extra careful with the paint. Have you ever been just doing your job, minding your own business, not a care in the world? And then all of a sudden, boom, you're on fire. If you haven't been in this exact position before, can you really call yourself a mechanic? You know, these self-driving trucks are really making it very easy to do what's normally a time-consuming task very quick. Man, I really need to get one of these ASAP. Here at Ford, we're proud of our work. We are so proud of it that we want to show off every bit of our labor by putting our branding on everything. You could never look at this truck and not see Ford. Because we are Ford, and we do Ford things. Ford. Quick tip, I find it a lot easier to get to these grease joints when you put the truck on its side. That a girl. This dude is currently experiencing what it's like to be inside of a paint shaker. Here at Vegan Auto Repair and Body Shop, we use all natural methods for disassembly. This dude has so many differential problems that he just started keeping spare parts right in the pumpkin. That's smart thinking. This dude just doesn't have the proper equipment to do a donut, but he does have just enough power to fuck shit up. Also, what's going on here? Is this a white car only meetup? I noticed a baby weed plant growing in this customer's car, so I did the only sane, rational adult thing you do in a situation like this. I fed it.
With water, a whole lot of water.
This dude wanted to learn how to find a slow leak, so we taught him the soap and water method. He was very excited to try it. No one had the heart to tell him.
Bless your heart, son, but you ain't got a clue. God help you.
Apparently these new rotors are supposed to decrease parasitic drag. It looks effective to me. Take your guess in the comments why you think that this engine starts clockwise but runs counterclockwise. Weird as shit. You know, I've learned that with enough time and dedication and will and methamphetamines, you can accomplish anything. Which, if we're being honest, putting Chevy parts on a Honda does improve a Honda. The all-new Ecotech. Who needs horsepower when you can have mousy power?
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Imagine spending tens of thousands of dollars to ride out your little Chevy truck just to have your arm blown off by a grenading transmission.
Big waste of money, and I do regret it.
Let's guess how long this poor jack point will last. Submit your answers now. 1 damn second is how long it lasted. Today I'm going to teach you how to cold start an engine. First, you pop the hood and shit. You know, there is a reason that you're supposed to drain the compressor often, because if you don't, it will eventually turn into a power washer. Defroster not working? Here's a hack for you. Just light a small fire on your dashboard. It'll melt the ice in no time.
Real men of genius.
Bro, and you're doing this shit at a gas pump? Turns out you can remove your mufflers with very little effort. All you need is a ratchet strap and less intelligence. You know, business around the tire shop has been pretty great. This little self-tapping screw cost me maybe a couple of cents, but it has drummed up a ton of customers and thousands in profits. These new adjustable wheel weights are crazy futuristic. The only issue is that they squeak sometimes. This lucky guest won a lifetime supply of burn cream. Don't have a gas gauge? Not a problem at all. Just jam your hand in the tank, touch the bottom, and that should give you a good enough sense of what's in there. Alright, here's a simple little hack on rolling down your windows from the outside. Insert your key, twist, yank the lock cylinder out, and... magic. Running out of gas? Smack some gas back in. Boom, 3/4 of a tank. Did you know that dirt on the inside of your wheel is effectively 40 grit rubbing compound? And if you don't take care of it, it will polish the shit out of your calipers. Come for a brake job. Leave with a concussion. Customer states that his car sounds like a turkey. And I must say, this has to be the most accurate a customer has ever been when describing a sound their car is making. Because that's a fucking turkey. Did you know that you can increase the performance of nearly any vehicle with just a simple little morale boost? You did a good job, Turbski. You done a real good job, and I'm proud of you. You know what they say, your car is what your car eats. Now, if you can just limit how much trash your car eats, you can shave some weight, resulting in 5 to 10 more miles per gallon. Thank me later. Okay, come on, people. These Tesla screens are getting a little out of hand, don't you think?
That's quite big. Impressive.
Let's watch as this skillful Jeep Grand Cherokee driver hunts down this R34. He waits until the R34's back is turned and then closes in on his prey.
Okay, I want to give everybody a quick lesson on how to shift during a race. First, you're going to push in the clutch and shift into second, making sure to rev match. Then third. And fourth. Now it's time for the money shift. Dude, it's puff puff pass. What are you doing? Dude. Pass it, bruh. Pass that here, yo.
Pass that here, dude.
If you're test driving a car, they expect you to go mostly in a straight line. But never, I repeat, never let them know your next move. Because success will never be found in a straight line.
Success in the straight line! It's a maze!
What the hell are you talking about?
Back in my day, we would run those tires for another 5,000 miles. Wasteful little turds.
I have no idea how AAA got this number, but whoever's idea it was should get a raise immediately. Did you know that before traffic lights were invented, right-of-way was determined by who had the most torque and traction? I must say, that system was flawless, and you have my vote for reverting it back to that simpler time. Look, man, the OBD scan just said blow me, and I'm out here doing the best that I can, okay? You see this little button here? This is the you can't joke about this in 2024 YouTube demonetization button. Let's see what happens if we push it. When you're a mechanic who owns your own shop, you don't always get the luxury of getting holidays off. But I tell you what, that doesn't mean you can't be festive as f***. Wish your mechanic a happy holidays, people.
A Festivus for the rest of us!
When you're super rich, your kinks become intentionally destroying cars in broad daylight. Car centipede style.
This is absolutely disgusting.
You know, you can make fun of this all you want, and say what you will, but you know, deep down, you want this thing. But you know that it's going to annoy the f*** out of your family. Which kind of makes you want it more. Man invented the internal combustion engine to transport man and his possessions. But somehow, at some point, we have devolved into man transporting the internal combustion engine. It's come full circle, and it's sad to see.
Mr. Knight, I'm not entirely sure why you have decided to install an aftermarket radio, but I am in excruciating pain. It hurts everywhere. Please make the agony stop, Michael.
It is completely normal for cars between the ages of 45 and 60 to experience rapid and unexpected fluctuations in oil pressure.
And on the seventh day, he said, "Let there be light." I said, "Let there be light, you little piece of shit."
Let's get honest. Who's owned a car that's constantly breaking down and falling apart, but now that it's gone, you miss it terribly?
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Don't cry.
Larry, this Phillip's taking forever. I'm gonna have a quick smoke.
No, Jim, wait.
Holy f***.
One simple rewire, and now I can brake check the people behind me and flash my lights at the people in front of me at the same time. Well, my mechanic wasn't able to find the issue. Does anyone have a good priest to recommend? Okay, let's go ahead and just remove this rotor. Okay, take two. Let's just run this bolt in. Oh, you little bastard. Okay, you want to play, huh? Hey, Jeff, break out Agatha. I'm convinced that there's no better sticker to install in these trucks. Alright, let's go ahead and pop the hood. Well, I would make a joke here, but honestly, this pains me to my soul. Let's just watch. Honestly, I'm so sorry for your loss, bro. If you live in a high crime area and you're worried about your car getting stolen, simply install a push start right on the fuse box.
You smart.
Customer bought new rotors on Amazon and just doesn't understand why the car wobbles so much. Customer came in for her free tire repair, declined all other repairs. Was insistent that the car ran absolutely fine.
This is fine.
I ain't no scientist or nothing, but I think that little rockadoodle should be jiggling like the rest of them rockadoodles.
I've got a chicken on my wipers and it won't go away. It's just been chilling on my wipers like a freaking day.
Have y'all seen those new quick disconnect wheels for the Ford Focus?
Wow!
Customer drove this into the shop due to having some weird transmission issues. Now, I don't know if I should praise the build quality because he actually drove this in, or if I should talk about the glass transmission. It's a Ford. Fight it out in the comments. Sir, I'm gonna need you to explain yourself. What did you do to cause that much damage? To impress your friends for relatively cheap, you can install this new Old Faithful mod on your car.
Oh my!
You want to play a prank on your buddies? All you need is a cheap harmonica and some zip ties. You can thank me later. Alright, here's part 2 of installing a koi pond in my trunk. It's going well. Are you hearing strange engine noise? Remember, some Fords actually have this really nifty inspection window.
Oh my god! What is that?
Are you tired of tailgaters? You can install these get off my ass lights and give those tailgaters the shakes in no time. Not sure when to replace your cabin air filter? Well, if your cabin air filter looks like a 1323 BC era rug discovered in the tomb of King Tut, you probably got another couple of years left to it before it needs to be addressed. This is so bad. In all honesty, people, just change your cabin air filter at least every 25,000 miles. 15,000 would be better. This is what's responsible for the smell and the air quality you breathe inside the car. They're cheap. It's easy to change. Just change it. This is why you never cheat on a girl who also works in road construction.
I was unfaithful, she works on roads. I was ungrateful, so she dumps her loads. Now I'm chipping away, chipping away.
Customer states that the steering feels a little loose. If you have no idea why there's a beef between mechanics and engineers, here's a real good example. Some big brain boy thought that the best place to put a starter, a commonly replaced part might I add, was under the intake. If you know what a North Star is, you understand this pain. I swear, some engineers are some paint chip eating sons of
Tastes like paint.
Yeah, those are paint chips there, pal.
These are?
Yeah.
Oh, they're delicious.
Step right up here and spin the wheel for a chance to win a free charge.
Adjust your ride quality with the new and improved speed adjusting leaf springs. This is where shops make most of their money. Customer complaining of a weird tire noise. Let's go ahead and just knock that out. Hey, go ahead and tell the customer the repair was free, but there is a $75 disposal fee. Do you have some cracks in your windshield? Well, if you have some spare change and some super glue laying around, you can make it look cooler, I guess. I don't know. To answer your question about whether or not I can resurface your block without removing the engine. Hey, Jeff? How you doing, bud? Yeah, we got your wheel balance. You can come pick her up whenever you're ready. Here's another perfect example of why you want to make sure you not only have the proper tools, but quality tools when working on coil springs. They are under a crazy amount of pressure, and you'll end up with a wonky hand if you're not careful.
I better use my strong hand.
A lot of people don't know this, but some tire manufacturers create flat spots on tires to assist with parking.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough about tires to dispute it.
Alright folks, for real. How much money would you need to stick your finger in between that for like 5 seconds while he's revving? Sometimes you're a dad that just can't afford to replace a wiper motor immediately. And sometimes you're the poor son of a that has to sit in the back and be the wiper motor. That's life, y'all. Your bearings sound like how my knees feel at the end of the day. Don't get old. Here's a lesson to anyone building a car. If a part doesn't fit, don't stress about it. That's why God invented grinders, cut-off wheels, and sawzalls. Only a true mechanic can spot the issue here. If you're having to start your car with a binder clip, it's time to rethink your life decisions. No problem, I disassemble your car.
Pay that man his money.
If you remove the AC system in your race car for weight reduction reasons, don't worry, there are other options. I just got paid and I'm putting 100 gallons in this mother. It's not that hard. To turn on the AC, you simply need to switch on the lights, and let's go ahead and hit this start button on the side. See? Now that doesn't look like something a couple of pounds of wheel weights can't fix. Let's get serious for a moment, please. Check your brakes regularly. Rotors need to have a certain thickness to be effective, and that thickness is not razor thin. This is dangerous. Check your shit. Customer states that his car sounds like a fully automatic belt-fed 22 long rifle machine gun. God damn it, Jim. How many times exactly do you need to shake and jiggle the damn thing before you figure out what's wrong with it?
Oh, Larry, I know what's wrong with it. I just like the sound of it. Here, take a listen.
Customer states that she hears clunking when she goes over speed bumps. Are your belts squeaky? Well, always make sure that your power steering pulley has the necessary and required amount of play. Customer states that after he hit a pothole, his car is louder than normal. Customer brought this in because she feels a wobble in her tire after slightly hitting a curb. This is a Chevy Optra. You won't find these in the United States. It has a 16-valve D-Tech engine. And a lot of people don't know this, but the D in D-Tech stands for damn. I wish I had a V8. Wait a minute. These jiggly bits aren't supposed to be jiggling? Customer brought this in after his buddy completed a brake job and he started hearing a grinding noise. Bro, don't let your boy touch your car again. I don't know what he did, but I assure you, he did not do it correctly. Pedal cleaners. It's a sign of luxury. Customer's late for a meeting and would just like a patch. So, you always want to check for loose connections. That doesn't look important. Let's just put that back where I found it. Sir, your bushings aren't worn out. Your bushings cease to exist. Let's talk about the importance of engine mounts. As you can see here, this is a brand new one. Looks good, huh? Now, if we mosey on over here, we can have a look at the old one. Yeah, not very mounty anymore, is it? TikTok told him that in an emergency, he can use a protein shake to top off his oil until he can make it to a parts store.
Hey Larry, this damn car's doing that Morse code thing again.
Damn it, Jim, the car ain't talking to you. cold air intake. A good way to tell if you need an oil change is just to touch the oil. If the oil bends, change your f***ing oil. Welcome to my tutorial on how to realign your knuckles. It really doesn't matter how careful you are with this shit. It's cursed. It will be everywhere.
Jesus!
So there I was, just driving along, and boom, some bitch jumped right out in front of me.
See, I'm legally blind.
You know, I'm not exactly sure what this dude put in the diff, but it looks delicious, and I must have some.
So good and tasty.
But seriously, you need to change your diff fluid occasionally. This is terrible. Due to the overwhelming donations to our Trucks with Scoliosis fund, old Bertha was finally able to have her surgery, and she'll be back on the road in no time. I'm just teaching the new guy how to do an oil change. Alright, you're going to make sure to stand directly in the path of the oil. Good, good. Now, when you're unscrewing it, you want to make sure you're staring right at the drain bolt. Perfect. Now don't blink. You want to make sure that you see the oil coming out. And now you're a mechanic. Congrats on your baptism. This car is screaming for help. Let's cut it back and amplify it.
For the love of God!
I'm not sure if insurance covers opening a truck like a tuna can. This trailer is being held up by prayer, and prayer alone.
Sanctus Dominus Deus Sabaoth.
You see, your problem is that your two main spurving bearings aren't in direct line with your panometric fan. Ooh, there's my 10mm. I'll be with you in a moment, sir. There's only one way to ensure you don't get any oil on you during an oil change.
Nice.
Apparently these new mufflers have tabs built right in to adjust the volume.
That's rad.
Did you know that Mercedes has a shiver feature that warms up your steering wheel before you drive it? Have you seen Kia's new shoe cleaning feature? Did you know, in a Lancer, you can control the idle RPMs with just the headlight switch? Today I'm going to teach you an awesome hack on how to give any car that big cam sound that everybody's looking for. You'll need a sawzall and a zip tie. If you ever need to test the tensile strength of something in your engine bay, it's as simple as connecting a chain to your lift and pulling it until something cracks.
Oh! Oh!
Buy a BMW, they said. They're reliable, they said. Remember, kids, when summer hits, make sure to drain your winter fluid from your muffler bearings. This ensures your exhaust resonates properly with warm air.
What?
He's a mechanic. He doesn't care about a little mud on the truck. Well, from all mechanics everywhere, you and your muddy truck, sir. Customer states he's hearing just a little bit of noise from the rear.
Jesus Christ!
Here's a quick tutorial on how to take a $150,000 R8 supercar and quickly turn it into a $70,000 R8. Step 1. Forget everything you know about driving cars. If done correctly, you should be filled with a feeling of dread. So, you've lost your last 10mm in an unreachable pocket in your fender. That's okay. It happens to the best of us. Let me show you how to retrieve it. Cut a big f***ing hole in the fender. Now, the pocket isn't so hard to reach now. This dude has clearly had his catalytic converter stolen before and was on a mission to make it slightly more inconvenient for someone to steal him again. A for effort, I guess, but D for execution. No, leave me alone. This Polish talk shit. How do you like that? I'm not too sure what's happening here, but it appears you bobbed when you should have weaved. See, you thought this was a clip showing you a jank fix for the window, but in reality, it's to bring attention to the mirror. Bro, I bet you had a blast making that mess. I'm curious, who all knows what's going on here? Leave a comment, but only in emojis. Times is tough, people, so if you need to hire a helper, look no further than the extremely affordable assistant mechanic Peacock. Let's show him you mean business, Jeffrey. Go ahead and get me a 10mm. No, that was close. I need a 10mm. No, Jeffrey, a 10mm. Oh, hell, just give me the 3/8, damn it. Got a bad muffler and an extra helium bottle? Boy, do I got a fix for you.
Hey, that's mildly adequate.
Let's watch as this coil spring tool fails. Yeah, dude, you almost lost a finger, didn't you?
I am in incredible pain.
It seems that almost every mechanic has some sort of horror story about a coil spring, so tell me yours in the comments. Go ahead and take a guess in the comments why you think this steering wheel has severe anxiety. That truck got a damn propeller on it. Despite this Prius having a theft protection shield around the catalytic converter, some wild son of a bitch still managed to get that sucker out without even a scratch. Bro, your skills can definitely be applied better. Did you know that some engines have a built-in funnel? Pull it out, twist it to lock, and you're good to pour. Pretty cool. You know that somewhere down the road you f***ed up as a car owner if you ever find yourself in a situation where your car develops oil stalactites. For reference, people, this is not what oil should look like. I can't tell if you just used RTV as an oil additive or if this is just your first oil change on an 80,000 mile car. Sure, people get upset because I talk shit about other people's cars, but come on. How can you ever let your car get this bad? Do you not notice how awful it's driving? You have a damn symbiote in your oil pan.
Come on!
I'm not sure what you did to your audio system here, but your little VW sounds like a big block 454 with a big ass cam. And I like it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Sometimes if your car doesn't act right, you just gotta beat the shit out of it until it does. Sometimes it's the simplest resolution.
Guys, almost working. Ah, there you go.
Customer states that his brakes just aren't working right on his trailer. Buddy, there's a lot of things that aren't working right on this trailer. Did you take this thing off a ramp or something? You know, these quick oil drain valves get a lot of hate. Personally, if installed properly and on the right vehicle, they're pretty helpful. I'll try to link to one in the description if I remember. Peekaboo! Behold, an engine with 60,000 original miles that has never, not once, had an oil change. The fact that this Nissan ran for 60,000 miles before there was any major issues is pretty amazing. The thing is, instead of spending a small amount of money to change your oil occasionally or spending slightly more to have someone else do it, you elected to spend $10,000 to $15,000 to repair the damage done to your engine. For the people out there that don't know much about cars, hear me out. Change your oil often, usually between 5,000 and 7,500 miles. Depending on the oil and the vehicle, sometimes it's 3,000, sometimes it's 10,000 plus. It's one of the absolute most important things for you to do for maintaining your car and keep it running for a long time. Just change your oil. Gotta love those days at the junkyard when it's $50 all you can carry day. Hell yeah, I carried out damn near entire car and it only cost me $50. Never mind the $20,000 doctor bill for slipping a disc.
I broke my back.
A vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
Hey, isn't something supposed to be connected to that there spinny doodle in the back? Customer states that he hears a strange noise when driving. Yeah, seems as if you got yourself a Price is Right wheel. Customer states that her 2020 Altima won't start and she's upset because her warranty doesn't cover it. Well, it looks like at some point, recently, her car was infected with some sort of car STD and it has taken over the entire drivetrain. In all seriousness, this customer has never had an oil change. She's owned the vehicle for 4 years and not once did she consider getting an oil change. It's quite miraculous that it made it as far as it did. I mean, at some point, her engine started falling apart, as seen by this spontaneous inspection window, and this portion of engine that was just hanging out on the skid plate. Change your oil, folks. Alright, just got this timing belt changed, and she seems to be running a lot. Oh, shit! Steady. Steady. No mess, no mess, no mess. Shit. Hey, that's a nice Impala, man. What is that, a 64? And it rolled its ankle. How to look cool in 3 steps. Pull up, stop, explode front bumper.
Pretty cool.
Did y'all know that these Mitsubishis have fingerprint security built right into the steering wheel? The second it detects the wrong print, it goes into protection mode.
You get your f***ing hands off me.
Here's another Noob Mechanic tip. Get a tire tread depth gauge, and you can easily test your tires to see if they need replacement. As long as this gauge shows 6 or more, you're good. See? We now know that this tire is completely fine and doesn't need a replacement yet. If you're having trouble getting your crank pulley bolt off, here's a super simple trick to get it off. Heat it up until it's glowing red, pour on some nitroglycerin, and just explode the motherfucker right off. Apparently turning on this car and hitting this button will immediately kill the car.
Keep you warm. Holy mother of God, he's flatlining! You killed him! Oh my God!
Check out this truck with a rad spoiler. Funny thing is, that spoiler is still probably more functional on this truck than on your slow-ass Civic. This dude finally finished his Holden Commodore Beast build and got to play with it for 2.7 seconds before blowing it up. Race car, baby! The problem is, you've burned your car to shit, you've ruined your best shirt, and being shirtless in public has caused a sexual tension that led to these 2 cars kissing aggressively. Call it a miracle. Call it divine intervention. But it wasn't by accident that I was shown the way to something that was once lost. Of course, it's right after I just bought a new one. Customer states that the car rarely starts anymore. Well, sir, in addition to your 12-year-old battery, your positive post has a level of f***ery that makes me question your life choices. These people see a dude's car on fire. They get his attention and let him know, and he thinks that the best course of action is not to slow down. No, it's to speed up, go into the grass, and just leap out. Which, might I add, he f***ing stuck that landing. After working a full shift, you can see just how tired this guy is. He's tired, people. Dad jokes, baby. When the customer only has $400 for a full spray job and needs the car back in 45 minutes.
We don't need no stinking
masking tape.
Man, these new Tundras are wild.
Mr. Suit, prepare to engage thrusters.
You know, it takes a lot of balls to convert your car to a steam engine. I think it's about time for a new setup if your wheel needs 16 pounds of wheel weights to balance it. Check out this cool hiding spot this guy has for his calipers.
Oh, there it is.
It should be required by law to take some sort of test before you're allowed to own a welder, because without it, you get like this. Which, don't get me wrong, I completely approve of this, and I take back everything I said. It seems good to me. Give it the full send, my dude. That doesn't look like anything a tube of JB Weld can't fix. Facebook Marketplace has this listed as a small oil leak. Motherfucker, I can see the crankshaft. Just in case you're wondering, this is basically what it's like to go to an import car meet. What, you never heard of a fucking car with allergies? Rude ass people. Here's a super simple method of blending a paint chip. Just tape, spray, and peel. See? Small chip successfully repaired. This body shop works miracles. Apparently they can take an old 2007 Camry and transform it into a pristine 2022 Corolla.
How neat is that? That's pretty neat.
Today was free parts day at the local junkyard. The only catch was that it's only free if you can carry it out. Well, some people made out like bandits here. If your salvage yard had something similar and you could only go in once, what are you grabbing and carrying out? Quick tip. When checking for spark, if you see the spark, you're probably good. But just to make sure, you can always touch it. I wonder how many of you know how this is very wrong. Leave a comment, let me know. This dude had the neighborhood mechanic do some wiring for him. He used professional quality home wire connectors and everything. And some bitch only charged him 2 crack rocks. Now that's a steal. All that shit wiring for 2 lights on the grill. Jeez, man. Fun fact, Did you know that people in Alaska have to thaw their dipsticks before removing them? Also, I'm certain that's not a fact. Turns out, if you don't tighten your spark plugs all the way, you can send them to the moon very easily. This customer brought in his car for a no-start issue. We removed the computer module, and what do you know? His computer module fluid is low. It drives me crazy that people can't do the most basic things. How hard is it to check to make sure that your computer fluid is topped off?
Come on!
Every single person can learn from this man. If the forward gears stop working, flip some shit around. Boom, you're back on the road in no time. This shop has a neat engine disposal, built right into the floor. A quick and easy way to inspect an engine is to first remove it. Then you can use this handy dandy inspection viewport built right into every engine. As you can see, all the metal fragments and shavings look to be in good order.
The what?
This dude is probably so proud of his build. I mean, look at it. It's really great. Everyone at the car show thinks your build is amazing, and we really like it when you rev super loud. Take a good look, people. This is what a real car looks like.
Big building down here. And what happened, Mr. Drifter? Lost it?
I'm not even sure how something like this happens, but give this man a medal, because that shit was not easy. Out in front of this dude's house, they have a speed bump that the town has nicknamed the Suspension Tester. It should be called the Moneymaker because I'm sure the shops in that area are making an absolute killing. Just so you know, this isn't a single speed bump. The f***ing city installed a whoop section right in the middle of town.
We talked about how vicious those whoop section could be!
Customer states that their car isn't running right. It has a check engine light for a mass airflow sensor. As we can see, the filter looks good, the mass airflow sensor seems normal, but as we look deeper, we find the culprit. The damn air freshener. When the customer was asked about it, he simply stated that he wanted the inside of the car to smell good. He wanted the inside to smell good, folks. Oh, they didn't tell you? This car wash comes with a carpet cleaning. Be thankful. This car has a new feature that'll display the trouble code on the radio when you have a no-start issue. Ah, there's your problem. You own a Subi. Do you have a problem with lights on the cluster of your VW Golf? Smack the shit out of it. Fixed. Ain't nothing to see here, just a couple of gauges duking it out. This dude was testing his new Holley Skyram intake, then all of a sudden, fire happens. After pushing the car back, one of the dudes wanted to make sure that the fire was real, so he swiped his leg through it. Yeah, that's real fire right there. When your mechanic is Edward Scissorhands. Old man strength ain't a myth. When you do manual labor your whole life, it changes you. And at some point, you transition into what is technically referred to as a brick shit house.
I'm not just like the rest of you. I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better.
Check out the jank of the week. Pro exhaust install. We got wire, we got chain, and a partially melted gas tank. Great work. You know, this doesn't have to be a problem. Throw some goldfish in there and call it good. When your truck is in the shop, but you'll be damned if you're missing that camping trip. You know, you hear people say they don't make them like they used to, and in this case, it couldn't be more true. You have a metric ton of weight being transported by a stagecoach that has presumably wooden wheels.
Oh my god!
In a moment, you're going to witness what happens when you put a f***ing Honda sticker on a Chevy. The truck will throw its drive shaft in protest. A f***ing Honda sticker on a Chevy! Sorry, that shit really triggers me for some reason. This is the least effective way I've ever seen somebody make popcorn. Sure, the car sounding like a beginner DJ is fun and all, but I'm more interested in this button. What the hell does your whale button do, bro? Can you f***ing launch whales at people?
Diabolical.
As a reminder, if you're gonna fill your car with the blood of Big Bird, make sure that you strain out all the feathers. They will ruin your system. RPM's running a little too high? Just tap the dash a couple of times. Not working? Tap harder.
Pardon me? May I please get out? I'd like to get out. Please.
Well, that's the last time that I buy a coolant reservoir from the Cheech and Chong website.
Well, I got a real good connection in Fresno, man.
Hey, I'm sorry, man, but that wheel was just ready to move on to bigger and better things. This is the sound of a 2-year project coming to a halt. And this is the sound of your buddy not giving a shit because it cost him nothing.
Yeah! She's on fire! She's on fire! She's on fire!
When your buddy farts in the car and locks the windows, you gotta get a little creative. You ever seen a car do the stanky leg before? Weight reduction. I don't know about you, but I'd sure like to have so much horsepower that my pistons try to escape out of the headers. Oh no, you nicked the jugular.
You just took one in the jugular, man.
I would say that this customer's brakes are bad, but there ain't no damn brakes to be bad. This has been just using straight up caliper to stop for some time now. Well, good news, sir. Your tire is fine. Honda finally wised up and is starting to develop self-driving cars. Problem is, they're having one hell of a time figuring out how to make the car turn right. If you aren't sure when to refill your light fluid, you can shake the light to see. This one should have been refilled months ago. No wonder she prefers to drive this car.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just looking to sell her. She runs and drives, has miles. All it takes is 1 horsepower too many, and your differential will turn into a parts holder. Customer towed this into the shop after he hit a 90-mile-an-hour money shift on the highway. Well, let's go ahead and do a quick diagnosis. Now, if you look past this rod here into the inspection window, you can see that the inside of the engine looks pretty spotless. That's great news. I think we should be able to get her back up and running as soon as I can figure out what the hell the problem is. Pro tip: if you're going to show off, make sure that you know the basics of battling understeer. But hey, pretty cool trick, and lesson learned, right? Right? This gives me flashbacks of stepping on my favorite Hot Wheel. Hey, overtime pay is overtime pay. I ain't stopping for no one. Oh man, she wants to start. Now, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think you biffed it. You see, he's snoring because he has allergies. Go ahead and clear your sinuses, bud. There is a right way and a wrong way to install an engine, but I wasn't able to find a clip of somebody installing it the wrong way. Aw man, who done shook up my Mountain Dew? Alright, let's go ahead and just adjust the piston position. Wait, what? I don't think you should be breathing that in, dude. You know, some people will go to some pretty great lengths to make sure that they don't get their hands dirty. Are you tired of getting stuck in the mud? With our new ground gripper wheel, getting stuck is a thing of the past. To ensure that your engine runs efficiently, just make sure that you have the proper amount of sludge in it. Did you know, if you're quick enough, you can start a car with the brake pedal? Sure, this may seem wholesome to you, but this is exactly what it feels like when a customer stays to watch you work on his vehicle. This dude's DIY hand clutch project is absolutely awesome. I don't even have anything funny to say here, I'm just thoroughly impressed by this. You know what? I'm giving you the Badass of the Week award for this one. Good dude. Let's watch this poor fella play a fun game of f*** around and find out. This little dude is pissed that you've just disturbed his sleep.
Leave me alone, please leave me alone.
Rear traction is overrated anyways. If you turn your windshield wipers on full blast while holding the power button on your radio, you can get your wiper blades to go into turbo mode, or you'll look like an idiot. Either way, pretty awesome. Our new chamois towel uses space-grade materials. You can clean just about anything with it. Look how great it does with this windshield. It'll also clean your dashboard like no other products on the market.
You'll be saying wow every time you use this towel.
Did you know that VW builds their engines with such redundancy that it turns out you don't need most of the parts for it to work? That's actually pretty impressive. Are your vents smelling a little musty? Let me show you how to clean them. Find yourself a cracked open fire hydrant, drive under it, and then will be clean in no time. So, you ready for a new car? Well, don't sell that old one. She's gotten you out of some jams. You want to give her the full send, and by that I mean sending her out to pasture. This dude is transporting ladders in what I have to imagine is the worst way possible. One wrong move and boom, everyone's headless.
Oh, hell no.
Quick tip. You can always know if it's time to change your muffler bearings when they start bleeding. Check the jank out here. We have one decent rotor and caliper. Okay. Here's another one. Good, good. And a third. No problems here. And now a drum. What the shit? Do you have blank buttons like this on your car? Not a problem. I can tell you exactly what they do. Nothing. They do nothing. It means you didn't get certain features because you're poor.
You're broke! You're f***ing poor!
If you hear a strange noise coming from your Silverado engine, you can just look at this convenient viewport that Chevy has installed on most of their trucks. This shop has a nifty little attachment for effectively removing tow bars. Here's a quick tip for getting out of work, and this works anywhere, not just at a shop. Bring your digital torque wrench in and test all of your boss's grip strength. If you can beat their number, you become the dominant one and they're required to listen to you. Has your boss been pissing you off? Put some oil under his project build and watch him struggle for hours. Come on down to Cletus Automotive Wiring, where you don't need all your teeth to get done. Now accepting Visa, MasterCard, and methamphetamines. Sure, an average Joe mechanic can drop an engine into an engine bay, but it takes some real f***ing skill to do it while the engine's running. If you're having a hard time draining your oil because of the drain bolt location, look no further. I have a solution for you. Step 1, get a long metal pipe, and step 2, jam that into the oil pan. Curious of what 3 years without an oil change will do to your oil consistency? Check it out. A firm pudding.
Disgusting!
Turns out if you hire that person that can do it cheaper, he might install the manifold gasket backwards and cause your engine to overheat and seize up. Now, was it really cheaper? I just bought a car with LED fuses, but the sumbitch don't last very long. Is your frame falling apart? Don't stress about that. All you need is a welder and a claw hammer and a tire iron and a wrench. Any size will do. And a plumbing valve and various piping with an exhaust clamp and various other metal objects found around the garage. Trust me, if your dog thinks you're driving a little too fast, your dog will let you know in his own subtle way. Sir, please slow the f*** down. Thank you. I'm actually happy about these new hires at Kia. This should be a significant improvement to their current workforce. Are you bored at the shop? Well, send a newbie on a mission. Have him bag and tag exhaust fumes from a car and take it across town to the boss. What the hell do you mean the ice cream machine is broken? The hell with you. Well, shit. Yeah, can I just get some fries, please? This guy in Dallas, Texas fights back against a would-be thief. And how he chooses to handle it is f***ing awesome. This moron was captured on the van owner's Ring security camera. He can be seen pacing around the van with a bag of tools. He's there for one reason and one reason only. To steal some catalytic converters. Completely ignoring the motion light he's now being beamed with, he crawls under the van and gets to work. Well, when the security light came on, the van's owner, Clay Hayner, got a notification, and upon checking the footage, threw on his best pair of flip-flops and grabbed his trusty solid steel Act-Right stick. Moments later, you can see Clay enter the frame. He rounds the corner, sees a pair of legs, and thinks to himself, I think he could use a little tenderizing. Clay gets to work and teaches this thief the best lesson that he can.
And then he looks at me and he holds up like a knife, and I just lost it on him.
At some point, the thief says the only words that came to mind.
I'm leaving!
Nah, bud, you had your chance. Now you get to leave hobbled. The lowlife thief finally manages to scurry away, but he will be leaving without his bag. Mr. Hayner now owns it for his troubles. Hey, congrats on your new saw and various tools, bud. Clay tries to pursue the man, but it turns out throwing on a pair of flip-flops was a bad choice. This is the 4th time this year that someone has tried to steal his catalytic converters, and Clay was fed up. When he was asked if he would do it again, he had this to say.
Would you do it again?
Oh yeah. This time I would catch him and hold on to him.
Now, this was in Texas, so if you ask me, this could have gone way differently for this thief, and he's lucky that he got to leave with half a bar of health left.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang! Bang! No, I don't see so good, so I missed. Then they ran away. I ran after them.
Okay.
If this happened to you, tell me how you would have dealt with it in the comments below. These two extremely bright individuals in Germantown, Maryland were caught on CCTV trying to carjack a man pumping his gas. But it doesn't go their way. These thieves spotted this WRX at the gas station and just had to have it. The car's owner saw them running towards him, and he tried to escape as quick as he could, but he wasn't quick enough. The carjackers approach him and pull him out of his car and demand the keys, to which he complies. He throws them the keys and they get in the car, and they have everything that they need to have the WRX of their dreams. Except there's one problem. They lack the necessary amount of brain cells because neither one of them know how to drive a manual transmission. They're in that car for all of maybe 4 seconds before they realize that they are in way over their heads and bail out. Police capture the two suspects soon after. It just goes to show that one of the best anti-theft devices you can have in your car is manual transmission, folks. This dude tried to steal a car and was caught in the most embarrassing way possible. He couldn't figure out how to get out. The owner just so happened to notice someone getting into his car, and when the thief was spotted, he tried to flee, but he just couldn't figure out how to get out of the car. The owner stresses that at no point were the doors locked, and he had ample time to escape before other people finally came over to hold the door and prevent him from escaping.
The pin's up on that one, look. Yeah, no, this one.
It was at this point that the carjacker turned into an attraction that other people could stare at for their amusement. The police were called, but while they waited, people essentially pointed and laughed at his failure for a while. The disappointment on his face is strong. Being a criminal that doesn't lose hope, he can be seen still rummaging through the car owner's belongings, and at some point, even grabbing the owner's water and drinking from it. The police finally arrived and extracted the man from the vehicle and arrested him. Aside from the ridicule, the man was treated very nicely by everybody, including the police. Makes me wonder how much different this interaction would have been if it was in the States. These two absolute geniuses had the bright idea to steal a moped. They couldn't be bothered with waiting until dark, they needed that now. Well, they didn't make it very far before the owner sees them and runs out. After death stomping the thieves' moped, everyone just kind of runs around for a little while. No one is getting anywhere fast because they're all in flip-flops, and only one of the dudes has sports mode turned on. The thieves eventually take off down the street, and literally the entire town chases them down. You can see the whole family funnel out of the house with various different weapons. Does that dude have a window squeegee? Anyways, they got a beatdown, so the story ends good. You see this cap here? That's basically boiling. Just don't touch it if your car is hot, otherwise, you'll get a free face peel. These girls are trying to jump their car and end up melting their jumper cables. I wish I had something funny to say here, but it's just sad, and their fathers should feel shame. Yeah, keep recording and saying, "Oh no," that's definitely going to help the situation.
What is going on?
At this point, there is only 3 things holding that poor little truck together: expanding foam, duct tape, and prayers. This dude has an entire method worked out for just starting his vehicle. It wouldn't take much to fix the problem, but also, maybe don't fix it. It seems like you'll never have that truck stolen in its current state. I honestly don't care how dumb this truck looks. I need it immediately. Remember folks, put all the nuts and all the bolts back on your car, because if not, you could wind up with a situation where your drive shaft turns into a lathe. Check out this expert level transmission removal. Awesome. This dude's going places. Remember, if you're too rough with your car, it'll be rough with you. Nah, it's spinning. That's what it's supposed to do. Seems perfectly fine to me. Quick tip, if you want to lower your truck, you can just remove the lug nuts. That should get you a good 2 to 4 inch drop. Plus, it really helps if you have traction issues. As a mechanic, this is one of my worst nightmares. Every time I drop a tool in the engine bay, I'm worried that I won't hear it hit the ground. But hey, that wrench looks pretty cool now. Frame that thing. You do not have to understand his language to completely understand what he's saying.
Corte. Ahí está, el corte. Ve la válvula. Acá hay otra, mira.
It's not that bad. Tack it in a couple of places and full send it again, my guy. Okay, battery secure? Check. Windshield wiper oil? Check. Wait, what? Mechanics simply do not get paid enough to work on a mummified truck. Alright, Bill, grab a chisel and a hammer. This bad boy needs an oil change. I do not care how cheap it is. Do not, I repeat, do not take your car to an Amish repair shop. They won't even use the good lumber. I understand wanting to get work done by the dude that'll do it cheaper, but you gotta cross the line somewhere. I would say, typical rule of thumb, don't hire a dude whose payment system involves crack rock. Guys, as a reminder, this is what happens when you overfill your sensor fluid. Be smarter. Be better. Here's a perfectly good reason to not do your own electrical work on your vehicle. You f***ed around and added a push start to your 94 Chevy truck, which, now that I've said it out loud, is pretty rad. Mechanic tip number 256. If you don't have side mirrors, you could just wire your horn to your turn signals so people will know to get the f*** out of your way when you want to get over. Who would have known that one perfectly placed pine cone could completely disable a Jeep? Just testing out the new flux capacitor in my BMW motorcycle. Did you know that batteries have this super neato feature? When this post pops up, it's letting you know that it's time for a replacement. Customer brought this in for an outlet replacement because it wasn't charging her phone. Well, let's just take a look at it. Yep, there seems to be an issue somewhere between the steering wheel and the seat.
You stupid.
This woman brought her Jeep into the shop because she felt like her tire needed air. She was insistent that the mechanic just add air. She even declined to look at the problem. He tried to explain to her that she needs more than just air, but she didn't care. How would you have handled her? Let me know in the comments. Things got a little wild when looking for this customer's wheel locks.
Oh my god! What is that?
Have you ever had that dreaded feeling that you forgot something? I mean, like you're halfway to work and you start frantically looking around the car, only to discover you have forgotten your keys. This lady got her oil changed and she noticed that the lube tech left her a super nice compliment on her oil change sticker. That guy is so sweet for that. Lady, you gotta give him a call. That's gotta be the coolest thing I've seen in a while. Snap-on. Well, I bet he has at least 10 more payments until he owns that pumpkin. Quick tip, did you know that a drive-through car wash will actually clean the inside of your car as well? All you have to do is open up all the windows and pop the back up. The machine will take care of the rest. Have y'all seen that new Tranquil Rain feature that Audi is adding to their cars? Such a unique and innovative move. I applaud them. I don't care if this was by accident. It's still the coolest way to leave your house. These dudes are just out having the time of their lives, but in all seriousness, they really should be wearing life vests. I mean, come on, guys. Safety first. Now I want to know what kind of bait you have to use to catch an 80s Russian 4x4. It's important to note that I live in a place that sees less than an inch of snow over the course of 5 years, but I'm at least smart enough to know that the damn chain goes on the wheels that make the power. This must be a BMW thing. This dude was out having the time of his life in the snow, but when he realized he went a little too hard, he sings the song of his people. Check out this instant Maserati facelift. Looks great. This is why it's important that everyone teach their dog how to properly handle a vehicle. Imagine having to explain this to your insurance. You can learn how to tow a bike the easy way or the hard way. You've made your choice. Hopefully you've learned something. Have you ever wondered how a truck transports full-grown trees? Well, keep wondering, because this ain't it. This girl just got her driver's license earlier that day and is already showing off some crazy awesome driving skills. Way to go. This is the parking lot of every AutoZone after a kid buys some Seafoam. I'm guessing this dude is having a runaway engine situation because it does not appear to be a Civic at a car show. There is only one way to learn how to do donuts, and that's just to get out there and rip it up. But also, there's only one way to learn how to do body work, and that's to get out there and your shit up. This guy adjusted the throttle cable a little too tight, so when he started it, the cart was ready to put in work.
I was running.
At least now he has a cool story to tell people. When you spend all your money on a Bentley, and now you can't afford a truck. Out of pure curiosity, we filled the trunk with helium. The results were pretty wild. When you remove the wrong bolt, and now you owe a customer a new vet. Legend has it that he just walked away, never to be seen again. This dude is just casually working on a car when the unexpected happens. Now what do you think he was disconnecting to cause this kind of explosion? And has anything like this happened to you? Let me know in the comments. This company is so proud of their new all-electric zero-emissions digger. Apparently it works great, but it only lasts 2 hours before this mammoth gas generator needs to charge it for 10 hours. Zero emissions, people. Zero emissions. I swear this is the damn truck that always ends up behind me when I'm driving at night. This BMW dealer has a new innovative service that he offers where he'll bag up the exhaust sounds and ship it to you so you can hear what the car sounds like in person before you buy it. So neat. This hits home with me. My workbench is set up perfectly so I know where everything is, but if one thing falls, that same perfect workbench turns into a Rube Goldberg machine. When you're 6 years old and you discover the spring stopper behind your bedroom door. Lots of fun times me and that spring had. It must suck to spend $80,000 on a car and it didn't even come with a blinker fluid drain bolt. All that wasted blinker fluid. I have never been this focused while driving, and this dude was ready for anything when he woke up. This is what customers sound like when they're trying to describe the sounds their broken car is making. This dude knows he's cool. We know he's cool. Then some jealous has to ruin everyone's fun.
Nice, Ron. You had a precious moment and goddamn wrecking ball Ron comes in.
So this dad let his 8-year-old son customize his BMW however they wanted it, and now it looks like a transformer named Edgar. I feel like the inside of this car smells like pina colada and mold. This tip might save you. Is your car overheating? Just beat it into submission. If you're having a hard time diagnosing a car, come on down to Billy's Rent-A-Mechanic. Our trained felines will find an issue within 1 minute flat. Or your money back.
Yeah, this is disconnected here.
Well, that might have been the entire... She actually found the problem.
Honey, you gotta turn here. You missed the stop sign, damn it. You're gonna miss the turn. Okay, now floor it straight. Okay, I think we're here.
The forbidden milkshake. You done messed up your shit. Goddamn! The forbidden milkshake. It looks delicious, but don't eat it. Don't do it.
And this is what it looks like driving down most streets in San Francisco. Get your together, California. This absolute genius installed a voice reminder so that his wife wouldn't accidentally put gas in the car.
Stop! Diesel! Remember, Diesel!
And I'd say this is definitely worth the Badass of the Week award. Good job, my dude. When you lie on your application and get the job.
1980 Trans Am Turbo. You got the screaming chicken breathing fire right into that turbo gauge.
Ah, yes, the well-known fire-breathing screaming chicken. Bless your heart, lady. Turns out, you can make a delicious slushy if you just let diesel sit in negative 30 degrees for a couple of hours.
That's a 10.
Customer was concerned that she couldn't get her tire to 100%. The best she can do is 93.5. Being the good shop we are, we got her to 116% and sent her on her way. You're welcome.
Oh my God!
You know, it's all fun and games until your Jeep decides that a last-minute spontaneous disassembly was the best course of action. I'm not sure what kind of sorcery is happening here, but I need one. Wait a minute. Well, I checked, and it's a real thing. I'll put a link in the comments and the description. You're welcome.
Drifting a turn when something broke. My Volkswagen's on fire, fire, fire. Someone help me, this ain't no joke. I'm on fire, 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 fire.
Tesla recently started adding windshield projection mode into their new Teslas. So realistic. Technology is amazing, guys. Check out this cool smoke mod this dude did to his lights. Apparently, he can adjust the intensity with a simple twist of the lens. We have analyzed this video and have determined that this is a form of Morse code. We have roughly translated it for your convenience.
Help me! Help me!
If you want your brake pads to last a little bit longer, you can pay the local crackhead to install the brake pads backwards and drive it for the first 5,000 miles.
Call a crackhead.
Yeah, this is Officer 1232. We have a Jeep on fire here over off Highway 60 and McAllister Road. Hello? Is your car running rough? Well, don't forget, your intake acorns do go bad and should be professionally changed once every 4 years. The same applies for your cabin filter when your interior starts smelling like nuts. Look, man, wheel or no wheel, you gonna get your ass in that shop.
No, 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 no. Wait. Wait.
Try the new High-C Ecto Cooler.
Slimer's new fruit drink. You've been warned.
Check out these innovative and futuristic grinding glasses. These two magnets will catch the metal fragments before they enter your eye. This beautiful solution works every single time.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Come one, come all, to witness the sound of failure. Are you sick of your fuses blowing and have a ton of extra coins laying around? Yeah, don't do this. Let me show you how trash mechanics make the most of their money. Customer states that the glove box won't close. Yeah, go ahead and call her up and let her know it was a full dash replacement. You know, there are people in this world that love their car. They cherish it. They'll fix it when it needs fixing. They wash it when it's dirty. And then there's whatever the f this guy is. If you're a huge fan of getting road rage, much like myself, might I recommend wiring your horn to several buttons in the car to ensure a faster clapback if you need it. Alright, let's go ahead and remove this bolt. Well, never mind. Let's try this bolt instead. Okay. Well, f me, right? Whee! Contrary to BMWs, when Lincoln builds a vehicle, they design it in a way that ensures that everybody on the road can see their turn signals being used.
Here, we see a lowrider in the mists of mating season. Watch as it does its dance to attract the attention of a mate. What is he doing? Oh God, no, not the sign!
Well, that's a weird place to put a windshield wiper button. Customer complained of a slight rattling under his vehicle. That poor U-joint. Did you know that modern filters contain about 6 ounces of sand? For filtering purposes and shit, I guess, I don't know. Well, that's about as useless as a wet fart in a paper bag. Get out. So many people spend so much money on replacing their rotors when they can spend half that on just replacing the back part.
What?
Yes, the potion will be even stronger this time. So, you'd like to install a 750 wet shot of nitrous. Full send it until it breaks, then just check to make sure that it still spins. If it does, full send it again. Never in my 85 years on this planet have I ever seen a car with the flu. Poor guy. Get him some fluids. Get well soon, bud. Oil should not look like this. Alright, the explosive has been activated. Time to get the f*** out of here. Well, it's been cooking all night, and I'm really excited to see how our DIY gravy is looking. Gravy. With the new quick gas key, you can now leave the car running and remove the key for a safe fill-up at the gas station. The rust on this car is insane. As you can see, the rust ate through the perch, causing the spring to pop out and slowly eat the tire all to shit. Also, it looks like the rust actually just said f*** it and ate right through the spring itself. Check your rusty spots, people. Hey yo, these Bluetooth wheels are trash. I'm gonna go ahead and cast my vote as this being the absolute slickest way to lose a cop. I don't think your tire can get more flat than its current state. Adding a little play to your U-joints will actually help take some of the stress off your transmission. Nice! Hey, am I doing it right? Hey, am I doing it right? Hey, I'm making brownies. Anybody want to lick the bowl? Oh, shit.
Engage wing. Ready for liftoff.
The height of the stream tells you how much horsepower you have. Now that doesn't look like nothing a half gallon of JB Weld can't fix. Hey, props to BMW for implementing that new wrist breaker security system. Angry engine just needs to let off a little steam. Alright, give her all she's got. Yeah, buddy. That's called horsepower. Man, that's pretty cool. On Halloween, this customer installed a smoke machine on their car to make it more spooky. I'd say it was successful. Aw, Turbsky no spoolie anymore. Alright, we're taking bets in the comments. How the hell do you think he did this to the inside of his tire? I'm voting a loose tie rod. This is one of those situations where the longer you look at it, the worse it gets. Some things to note. That's a coil spring. That's not where it belongs. That rust has gotten out of control. That trash has gotten out of control. Sir, you were out of control. When the Tesla doesn't want to race, you must show him what true power can do. Just make sure you know how to handle true power or you'll look like a dick. But let's be honest, that V8 sounded pretty nice, didn't it? Don't ever let small things stop you from living your dreams. Even if your Ford Expedition doesn't support a fifth wheel trailer, that's a big brain move right there. Wait, what the shit? Damn little Buick LeSabre.
I think I can.
These kids are getting out of control. First they want their car lowered all the way to the ground, then they want a fart can exhaust, and now the new fad is having a farting gas tank. You know, I just don't understand these utes.
What is a ute?
If your check engine light can be seen from another car, you probably should either fix your car or just put some fucking tape over the light. Just remember, if your brakes don't work, you can use other cars to slow you down. This lady slams into the back of this RAV4. She ends up giving the other driver $300 cash for the damage. But then she realizes there isn't $300 in damages and wants to get her money's worth. This dude is going a little fast and loses control. Luckily he doesn't hit anyone, and the damage seems minimal aside from a new bumper and probably a new pair of underwear. Getting sideways is always fun until you plow into a concrete barrier.
Damn, son.
Damn, son, indeed. When you're stranded, it's always nice to have your buds around to get your back. This is a wholesome example of overcoming the odds with teamwork. Either that, or they're all just listening to some death metal and got unstuck purely by accident. When they installed this blinker, they made damn sure it blinked, so let's call this a success? Sure, you might look at this and laugh. And sure, you might be asking yourself what the guy was thinking when he built this monstrosity, but let's be honest. Deep down, real deep down, you're actually jealous, because it's cool as and you'd give anything to have it. Man, that dude knows he's cool. Never let anyone know your next move. This guy's brakes went out in his Ford, and his buddy in the Chevy was right there to strap up and be his brakes. We all need that one friend that'll stop us when we can't stop ourselves. I mean, how important really is the rear tires when you're in a front-wheel drive car and the roads are frozen? What? You ain't never heard of pre-plowing a road before?
Bro.
To be fair, this was a very frozen part of the street. There's no reason to be salty about it. This guy talks like Donnie Thornberry. Yet I know exactly what he's talking about. Oh, I'm conflicted on this one. This makes me hurt inside, but also, it's pretty satisfying. I know Ford Performance White has this issue a lot. Has anyone had issues like this with any other colors? Do you hear that crunching? That's the alarm that your car sets off when you don't have the proper jack points. And this is the face of someone that learned a rough lesson today. You ever been so tired that not only do you fall asleep standing up, but you fall asleep while pumping your gas? I don't mess with gas. That shit is scary. I mean, you've got to thoroughly test the air suspension in your town car. I call this a successful test. Right in the middle of drifting, this driver no longer likes the way the front end of his Audi looks. So he fixes it. Ah, much better. These kids just wanted to do a cool burnout, but instead, he accidentally pushed the break everything button. Take a listen to this terrible sound and try to guess what went wrong here in the comments.
Car behind you.
Check out these next level self-adjusting wheel weights. Now, I don't understand how they work, but man, are they cool as f***. I think it's safe to say that when your window sounds like a machine gun, you have two options. Replace it or tape a picture of Rambo to it. Now that we're going into that time of year, here's your annual reminder to change your blinker fluid. Remember to always check your door fluid whenever you have your car jacked up. This fluid does go bad, and most manufacturers suggest replacing it every 3 months. As cars become smarter and more sophisticated, we will see them revolt more often. As you can see here, this car already has the taste of blood and is looking for more. The customer took his car to the neighborhood tweaker mechanic, and he got what he paid for. This is one of those situations where the longer you look, the worse it gets. Yep, that definitely looks like how you set up a 5-point harness. Hey, good news, sir. We have located your fuel leak, but bad news. We located your fuel leak? I'm having a real hard time getting this car running, but that steering wheel, Hell, that sumbitch will do a quarter mile in 10 seconds flat. So this light turned on my battery button, and I don't know what to do. Is this like a check engine light or something? Does anyone know how to reset it? Should I try to hold down the button or something? There's only one way to teach a rookie, and that's to let him struggle until he f***s something up and hurts himself, and then laugh until he does it right. Everyone has their own means of transporting to another level. In Super Mario World, plumbers go down pipes. In the real world, mechanics have the pit. Ooh, someone's getting fired. Man, it would be terrifying to be under that when it failed.
Oh my god, I almost died!
Customer brought this car in claiming they can hear lots of rattling and clunking and knocking after it's been sitting for a couple of years. Well, it turns out that a colony of squirrels have been using it for their own personal storage for walnuts. Panel after panel gets removed, and it seems like they have a never-ending supply of nuts. I can say for sure, without a doubt, that there is a family of squirrels out there mad as a mother. Now, what do you think the reason is that this truck sounds like a perfect snare drum? Check out this expert level catch can. You know what they say, if you have a slow oil leak, you never really need to change your oil. It'll do it on its own. Always remember, if you're having a hard time getting that pesky drain bolt out, all drain pans have a handy emergency drain valve built right in. It can be accessed with just a screwdriver. Thank me later. Now, exactly how hard do you have to rev to break an alternator this bad? This dude accidentally hit the no-no button and got a face full of oil, which turned on his panic mode. Customer had his vehicle towed in because the rear wheels were locked up. Turns out the water he added to the differential froze solid, and now he's left with the forbidden slushy.
That's awesome. That's what we should have done. We should have just gotten the torch out and just... Torch fixes everything.
You would think that the funniest thing about this is the delayed painful reaction, but what gets me the most is that his buddy doesn't flinch at all. There is no attempt to console or help his buddy. I have never in my life seen a heat lamp that doubles as a welder. Pretty neato. Now for real, how much money would you need to grab that glowing exhaust for like 3 seconds? I'm accepting reasonable offers in the comments. There is only one true way to test a gas sensor. My man.
Yep. She's good.
You haven't got to experience true luxury until you've been in a car that has a dedicated dash washer. The new guy at the shop was asked to paint the block. I mean, he did what was asked of him. But he has been promoted from new guy to that dumb dude that used to work here. And to be fair, I blame the boss. You hired him. You should have made sure he had a clear understanding of the assignment.
I told you.
Folks, it's important to note that putting a 200 shot of nitrous in a stock engine may sound awesome, which it is, but it might cause your engine to spontaneously and violently disassemble itself. Sometimes you gotta have 2 gas pedals. Brake pedals are for quitters.
What the?
Okay, just leave him alone. He's just blowing off a little steam.
Dude, I think you hit the jackpot. Wiper blade's not working? Give your car a dose of Act Right. That's what I thought. The customer states that the engine is just a little louder than normal.
Jesus Christ.
Now, before you drop in a new engine, you're going to want to blow out all that old oil. Perfect. When she says she's in the mood, there is not a damn thing that'll stop you from getting home. So you can always pretty easily tell if there's something wrong with your car if the engine looks like it's filled with chocolate pudding. Impress your friends with this minor modification that makes your windows sound like a war zone. We also offer the same thing for your door locks.
Warning, you are not authorized to drive.
These damn fancy cars are getting a little too damn fancy. Hell, this one has an espresso machine built right in. Through an unfortunate incident, I have confirmed that an alternator pulley isn't completely necessary. Dude, chill the f*** out. How much gas are you gonna put in there? Voice-activated lights. Ah! Neato. You ever wondered how they pasteurize milk? Do all of your own wiring, they said. It's easy, it'll be fine, they said. Customer brought this car in for an oil change. Says she never experienced an issue with her wheels. Alright, let's go ahead and start by just unscrewing the rotor. Remember, once the summer season begins, make sure you change your tires' winter fluid for something more suitable for warmer months. Check out this quick disconnect door.
What'd you do?
I'm not too sure what you did to break that, but I bet you had fun doing it. Let's go ahead and unlock the door. Let's unlock it. Okay, let's unlock it. Let's unlock the door.
Let me in. Let me in.
Alright, let's insert the key into the ignition and turn. You'll know if you did this step wrong if you start seeing smoke. Okay, I think I hit the wrong button because this car is clearly laughing at me. Yeah, I think we're done for the day. The truck has done sweated all the horsepower out.
Excited.
This gives me the same vibes as throwing live ammunition in a bonfire. You'll probably be okay, but it's still a little terrifying. How do you suppose that a wheel gets split in two like this?
Okay, let's go ahead and start disassembling this block. We're gonna take this piece and we're gonna put it here, and then we're gonna take this piece and then we're gonna put that here, and then we're gonna take this piece.
Well, here's a Tesla, just doing Tesla things. You always know it's gonna be an easy swap when the engine already starts pulling itself. Engine taffy. Always drain your headlight fluid before replacing the bulb. This dude tries to steal a car. The problem is, it's a manual, and he has no idea how to drive one. Let's give it the play-by-play. Judging by the glass in the passenger seat, he hasn't taken the subtle approach. We see him get into the car holding an OBD plug of some sort, ungloved might I add. Then he thinks to himself,
why is there two brake pedals? And what's up with this stick with numbers on it?
He says, F it, I've come this far, and he tries anyways. Now, let's watch as he kicks his feet at the various pedals and tries jamming the go stick into the various gears while revving it to the moon. Yeah, dude, that's doing it. Perfect. Now you can really start to see the panic setting in. Before completely giving up, he makes sure to wipe his fingerprints away from the shift knob. But hey, you remember that OBD plug you touched earlier, bud? Well, now it's wedged between the seat, with your fingerprints on it. Congratulations, you're an idiot. This Chevy dealership has the strangest advertising strategy. It's effective though. Customer brought this car in for a minor fuel leak, and the customer was not aware that his frame has the structural fortitude of peanut brittle. He is one large bump from vehicle mitosis.
Mitosis.
Cole? Cole, he's coming in fast. Can you see him? The thing is...
This video does not end how you would guess. This is why you always tell the dude at AutoZone if you have the 2-wheel or the 4-wheel drive version when buying wiper blades. Don't know when to replace your brakes? Well, when the brake pad can slip between the rotor and the brake caliper, you're about 20,000 miles past due. Okay, turn the key to the off position and pull the key out.
Self-destruct sequence activated.
Okay, well, now we run. After thorough review, the United States Threat Assessment Agency has concluded that driving a Honda Civic is
a Galactus-level threat to getting laid.
Well, ABS seems to be working like it should. So I inserted the key in the ignition over and over again, and now my car's being weird. Is your suspension feeling just a little too tight? Well, you can get a completely new full range of motion with this new wobble wheel mod. Ah, okay, I see the problem. It looks like you need a new wheel stud.
Now I see it. Now I see it.
I think it's safe to say that if the floorboards of your car look like a foggy cemetery from an 80s horror flick, you should probably do a little skedaddling. So, if you look here, sir, you shouldn't be able to see clear through the engine from both sides. Alright, we have what I believe to be a 1974 Z28 Camaro versus a 1994, I think, Z28 Camaro. What could go wrong? Seems to be a pretty even race until someone gets a little too rowdy.
I'm dropping the hammer!
No, you're not!
Well, it looks like you dropped the hammer a little too hard there, Mr. Trickle. Customer states that she's been having performance issues, and it turns out the customer added an air freshener to the air filter because her car smelled bad. And now she has a car that reminds me of Grandma's house when she drives by. Customer blew his engines to bits and asked if there was any way to just reinstall the parts. Hey Bill, we're gonna need a lot more JB Weld. Have you been having issues with heat-seeking missiles trying to attack you when you're driving? You can actually install these decoy flares to confuse the sensors. Did you know that some engines come with this really neat parts holder? Your car clearly doesn't like you. Disrespectful. Man, these customers are really taking advantage of that free tire patch promotion. This dude thought he could repair his suspension with some simple steel L brackets. Buddy, that suspension isn't even part of the car at this point. Let's make sure the oil level is good. Yep, that looks about right. You can pay a reasonable rate for some quality wiring, or you can pay 2 crack rocks to a crackhead for some crackhead work. Guess which one he chose? So, your car has premature ejection issues. Protect your car with Noob Mechanic's new Squid Defense. You ever seen a rear axle that's faster than the whole vehicle? Want to minimize the risk of people picking your locks and gaining entry into your car? Well, just take the f***ing lock with you. For the life of me, I just can't seem to get this light to turn off. Any suggestions? I just bought this new Bluetooth camshaft, but I can't figure out how to pair it. Any ideas? If you're tired of that same old exhaust sound that everyone has, try installing this new Screaming Banshee intake and you'll be turning heads in no time. Looks fine. Full send it. Dude, I think those mushrooms are kicking in.
Nah, dude, I see it too.
Customer states that he has an oil leak, which technically isn't wrong, but your parts appear to be leaking out too, bud. If your engine disassembly is this easy, it's not a good thing. Quick tip. If you're building a performance car and you're making more than, I don't know, let's say 70 horsepower, don't cheap out and buy the parts from Timo. I promise you won't be happy with them.
Quality parts right here.
Alright boys, let me teach you a little something about leverage. Using this long bar, I'm gonna teach you about organization. Check out this dude's fully custom Toyota GX Ford Focus 270. Kids, this is why being good at fabrication and drugs do not mix. Turns out, heating up a stuck caliper slide pen will turn it into a pew-pew real quick. These dudes just stumbled on a rare artifact. They were scraping all this debris away and they found something shiny. After picking it up and cleaning it off, they found a socket. An old one. But not just any socket. They found the coveted 10mm. Just listen to their excitement.
Oh, 10mm!
Everyone likes to complain about an oil leak, but you really don't have it that bad until you've developed an oil spray. I'm pretty sure the bottom of your engine isn't supposed to perform like a fuel injector, and I'm pretty sure that rod needs to stay inside the engine. But it's a Kia, so there's that. The new guy at the shop forgot to put in the drain plug before dropping 4 quarts in her.
Look at your feet.
You are made of stupid.
Let's be honest, the fact that this thing is still running and charging and the power steering is still working and the belt hasn't snapped is pretty awesome.
I'm both impressed and disturbed.
If it works, I guess.
Hey Dale, did you accidentally order them squiggle valves again?
Good day, participants. I want to thank all of you for being here for the round 2 of the experimentation, henceforth referred to as Around and Find Out Test 2. We have given test subject 002 the task of opening each drawer individually. The test subject displays a reasonable amount of intelligence when opening up the first couple of drawers. But let's stop for a moment and observe. The test subject doesn't appear to be closing any of the drawers before opening a new. We will refer to this as the fuck around. Now, please write down on your notepad what you believe the effect of such action will be. If you answered that the subject would, quote-unquote, find out, you will be awarded one 10mm socket. This concludes this round of testing. More testing to be conducted soon.
Are you having an issue with the glove box not staying shut? Just grab yourself a drill bit and a hoodie drawstring.
You're a goddamn genius!
Removing an engine doesn't have to be a boring and lengthy process. All you need is a truck and a big-ass chain, and enough room to hit about 18 miles an hour. This engine will go very nicely with this other dude's junk. You ever wondered what happened when you accidentally double up on an oil filter gasket? A murder scene happens. Check your O-rings, people. Hey, a steam-powered Pathfinder. I dare you to move.
Go ahead. Make my day.
I would like to know exactly what in the hell you were doing to completely explode your drain plug out like that.
What? What the fuck?
If you see this brake light turn on, change your driving habits. Or not, whatever. Are you sick of that dual exhaust look and want to be more like your buddy with the Honda? Here at Noob's Welding and Such, we specialize in janky-ass booger welds and modifications that'll mess up your car. We got this customer a fart can, just like his buddies. You can see our professional welds, done right, and with care. We can save you money by hanging some of your pipe on your sway bar. And to make it a true single exhaust, we will weld close the other side at no additional cost. Noob's Welding and Such, where if it gets done right, you didn't get it done here. Snap-on's new giant breaker ratchet will break any bolt loose, guaranteed. And you can get yours now for 299 easy payments of $45 and one extremely difficult payment of $6. Customer states his car is losing power intermittently. Yeah, dude, I bet it does. I'm actually pretty impressed that you made it to the shop. See, this is why I don't mess with those new AI-enabled toolboxes. Sons of bitches are becoming self-aware and starting to revolt. My God, those are some good-ass brake pads. You know, it's not very often that you have to fix a customer's slow tire leak with a welder patch. Do you have an engine leak and you need to sell a car? Not a problem. Install some foam under the leak. Should be good for about 2 quarts before a drop ever hits the ground. Customer states TikTok told him that whiteout was a good oil additive.
You're so dumb. Huh? You are really dumb. For real.
This guy filled his engine with water in an effort to keep his engine from overheating.
Water? Like out the toilet?
Which is a rookie move, because everybody knows that you're supposed to use Brondo. It's what engines crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Denied. Denied. Counterattack. Do you have an issue with your engine not turning off? Not a problem. Try our new stop stick. Just jam this bad boy right here. Perfection. Alright, let's go ahead and shift it into the sound of hell gear.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not sure what your car is wanting you to do, but I'd go ahead and take off running, dude. Well, let's go ahead and just check to see if she's getting fuel. It's got too much gas in it. This lady is pretty good at diagnosing engine problems.
Oh my God, it's on fire. It's on fire.
Would you look at that? It is on fire. Good work. Here at Mike's Dyno and Spa, we give out free face peels with every tune. Sure, you got your new head unit installed at a discount, but it's kind of useless if it's just a large turn signal indicator. Here's a quick tip on knowing when to replace your rotors. When new, rotors are one solid piece. When they turn into two different pieces, replace your rotors. Simple.
You're so stupid!
Okay, fire it up. Jesus! Go, 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 boom. Instant lift.
Surprise, motherfucker!
I mean, I've got the muscles. The ladies love me.
So, you only had enough money to afford that super cool stance look on one wheel, huh? Wait, there's two of you. Maybe it's just a new fad and I'm too old to understand the appeal. Yeah, that must be it.
Why not? Touch me!
Customer states that he paid for a rotor and he intends on using every bit of that damn rotor. Well, mission accomplished, my guy. You want to see how much torque she has? Yeah, boy. Jealous, aren't you? Sir, that belt's a little wonky. Turns out, if your brakes stop working, you can just eject the wheel, and that sure will slow you down. Sure, square tires are a lot cheaper, but they just aren't very efficient. Pull the brake! Oh, Hey Duke, I sure hope you're putting that high octane in. We got some imports to walk today. Introducing the all-new Death Metal V6. Okay, so you're just looking to get a patch, huh? Well, let's see what we can do for you. Customer brought her car in for a slight wobbling issue at high speeds, which I'm a little unclear what she thinks is normal if she wasn't noticing a wobble at lower speeds. No problem here. That, sir, is what we call manufacturer specified tolerance. Customer states that his tire has a slow leak and just needs to be patched. Modern electric car manufacturers now make cup holders square to accommodate the whiskey you need to cope with the fact that you're basically driving a big boy version of a Power Wheel. You know, if you unbolt your engine mounts and rev it to the moon, you can end up with a super neat big cam sound. Customer states that there's a small leak.
Oh my God!
Hey Fred, what's it mean when the oil stick got caramel on it?
How hot do you think a car needs to be before the overflow turns into a vape? Clean your undercarriage regularly. If not, that will turn into a chia pet.
Yeah.
Customer states that his car smells like gas. Well, damn. I bet it does, bud. Good news is, if he runs out of gas, he can push the car without even getting out. Be careful. Sometimes cars are ticklish. Aw, snoring like a baby. Let him sleep, guys. High horsepower on a stock cam will do that, you know. There's nothing more freeing than accepting the fact that you drive a rust bucket. This is why it's always super important to have the right size lugs for your wheels. Well, the Duke boys lost the General Lee, so they're out testing a new daily driver. Careful now, Roscoe P. Coltrane is waiting for his chance. Guys, I really can't stress this enough. It is very important to make sure that your spark plug oil is topped off. This customer was having a misfire on cylinder 1, and as you can see, it's nearly bone dry. The customer claims that the car isn't running at all. It was actually pretty easy to diagnose this one. You see, the customer installed flip-flops, which, as you know, are not ideal for running. Dad jokes, baby. It's important that when you're working on cars with inexperienced people around that you have a clear game plan for what to do when fire happens. Because otherwise you'll have some dumb named Colin pouring water into the carb. You, Colin. Customer didn't want an engine swap, so he told us he'll drive it home. Look, buddy, there is no way that engine will run. You're gonna have to... Oh. Well, damn. Okay. Good luck to you, bud. The crack in this engine mount is designed like this from the factory. It allows a little bit of flex under heavy load. The owner's manual says to JB weld it if you want it to move less. That's probably fine. Customer came into the shop asking if we sold a longer dipstick because hers no longer reaches the oil. You can probably imagine the look on my face, but being the good tech I am, I built her this custom adjustable dipstick for only $100. Rate my work in the comments. This is why you don't get your parts from wish.com. Customer drove this in because it's been acting a little sluggish. This is what your oil looks like when you go 65,000 miles without an oil change. And I'm not even really sure how this car made it into the shop. Customer states a strange noise coming from the rear end. And this, my friends, is why you don't go full speed over speed bumps. This is a glowing red brake light. How do you think something like this happens? Answer in the comments. Hey, we have this car in the shop. She appears to be running a little bit hot. Any ideas for what we should check first? Let me know in the comments. Customer claims that he has a slight wobble since we changed his tires. Wants us to repair the problem for free. Let us know in the comments how we should proceed. This is one of those rare cases where the fiberglass cover is actually providing most of the structural integrity for the frame. Put it back on, add some duct tape, charge them $100.
I better put that back on.
When your truck is held together by mostly rust, doing a simple burnout can instantly slam your truck. You got a nice clean lowrider now. And that's going to conclude our super expert level front bumper removal tutorial. Thanks for watching. Customer swears that this wish.com mass airflow connector doubled his miles per gallon. Sure it did. Customer brought this truck in for an unrelated issue, but check out the jankiness. A momentary switch for the ignition, drywall screws right into the body, and a super professionally installed push bar. This is why you never take it to that friend that can do it cheaper. It's funny to see someone spend a good amount of money for custom exhaust, then do some jank like this to keep it from getting a check engine light. I mean, I'm not upset at it. I'd probably do the same. Yeah, this seems perfectly fine. Falls well within the tolerance specs for acceptable play in a caliper. Everything here seems completely normal until you realize that someone had a real bad day and just said, F it, you know? I legit don't even know how this is possible. Customer states that she feels a slight wobble. She wants us to fix the problem, but she doesn't want to be scammed into buying a new tire. What the f do I do now? Here's a perfect way to be passively aggressive when you have a problem with your mechanic. Just some medium strength yellow Loctite will be enough to make an easy job slightly more of a pain for him. This is why dealership technicians get paid more than most. He spends extra time on each lug, ensuring that it is nice and tight for your safety. That right there is a smart feller. This is why proper maintenance is very important. Poor guy's brakes seized up. Have y'all seen those new engine hoists that double as a car lift? They make it very easy to jack up the car, but man are they a to get down. Hi, can somebody tell me what it means when this light turns on? I wish I had something witty or clever to say here, but I'm confused. Very, very impressed, but deeply confused. I have so many questions. This is what happens when you accidentally give your car straight racing fuel instead of 87 octane. Sir, go home. You're drunk. This new custom cluster allows you to adjust the settings right through the gauge. That's pretty neat. And just like that, you have a perfectly running car with a full tank of gas. This is pretty crazy to see on the highway, but it's also very sad to see you getting passed by that thing, so speed the up, sir. These drifters are getting crazy with their extreme steering angles. This is just the first time I've seen them do it with the rear wheels. Man, you just don't give a at all, do you? I don't know what this guy's running from, but it is clear that he is trying to get as far from something as he can. It's the only thing I can think of that'll justify mistreating your car like this. And you just lost your wheel. Might as well just keep going, dude. I bet you wish you would have gotten that renter's insurance, huh? That's definitely going to be an extra charge for lowering that van and giving it a convertible top. Just a bicycling mime doing bicycling mime. Oh, he's good. How does it feel to chew 5 gum? Stimulate your senses. Well, that's what you get for wearing Crocs. So apparently Capcom released these limited edition Street Fighter impact drills. They work fine, but if you're not careful, they will deliver one hell of a Shoryuken. Shoryuken! This dude just couldn't understand why he couldn't get this car started. My guy, everybody knows that the left brake pedal controls all 4 brakes, and the right brake pedal controls the brake lights. Use them wisely. Older trucks get like this. It's just a part of life. Man, I should call my ex. I don't know why this makes me miss her. This poor dude experiences every mechanic's worst nightmare. I've dropped my socket set too many times to count, but I can't imagine having to pick up and sort every tool that I own. When you turn the lights on and the roaches scatter.
Kitty! Oh, the kitten!
We're back for more, baby. Oh my god.
Dude hired a beaver to get those pesky bell housing bolts.
That's bad.
There he is.
Oh, there he is, yeah.
Yeah, looks like you have a leak in the back of the valve cover and someone chewed up those wires.
These people were so confused why they were able to buy a house on a corner lot for so cheap. Apparently there was a break-in. Scratch that. Repeated break-ins. This dude is so dedicated to the low stance life that he actually installed quick disconnects on his bumper, just so he can get in and out of his driveway. It's a sad time. More than anything, I just want to know what the f*** they're doing here. Like, what's the plan? When your dad asks you to hold the wrench, but you're still mad at him for yelling at you to hold the flashlight straight. Take that, you old. Customer states that the self-driving feature on his 2005 Dodge Ram 2500's been acting up. Oh, this nice dude was doing a free parts giveaway at a local track. Nice. This guy got a new piston and rod. Some people even got shrapnel as a consolation prize. This is the car equivalent of that girl you met at the bar washing all the makeup off her face. This is what happens when you go 20 years without changing your cabin air filter. Or, to be fair, this is what happens if you don't change your cabin air filter monthly when you live in Los Angeles. Your air is dirty, get your shit together. Say what you will about this man, but this takes some serious confidence. Ugh, but try not to look at it for too long. Check out the quality Dodge is putting out now. It made it 9 miles before the engine took a Come check out our new Ram lineup. This truck is dependable, up to 9 miles, and long-lasting, up to 9 miles. Come on down to Dodge and get yours today. Now, I ain't one of them fancy-pants automotive scientists and whatnot, but I think at least one of them wheels should be spinning a little. Let's watch as this BMW owner shows off his flamethrowing abilities. Turns out he's way better than he could have ever imagined. I'm pretty sure he just made thermite. Window switch not working? Smack the shit out of it. Headlights not working? Smack the shit out of it. Neighbors don't like how loud your car is in the morning? Ah, okay. I see the problem here. You use the blue Powerade. Everyone knows that if you're having trouble starting a car, you use the red Gatorade. Amateurs. You know, if you try hard enough, you can shoot rings, and bearings, and rods, and all sorts of shit out of your exhaust system. Meanwhile, he's out here giving some poor soul a bad case of the PTSDs. Did you recently get into a wreck and now your hood is obstructing your view? Hey, not a problem. In today's class, we're going to teach you that with a cheap pair of Payless shoes and gravity, you can have your hood back to normal in no time at all. All you really need to do is several highly coordinated jumps with supreme precision. Son of a bitch. Jim, did you fill the kit car up with diesel again? You know that it's like meth to him. Poor guy. It'll be okay, little fella.
Give me more, Larry's. I need some more of that good shit. Come on, man.
Today I'm going to show you how to replace your coil springs. First, let's go ahead and unscrew the spring.
Excuse me, what?
Does your car leak oil? Are you embarrassed of the puddle it leaves behind? Well, I have a solution for you. With our new Oil Be Gone XL kit, you can tap right into your fuel line, and now you have a power washer built right in. Oil Be Gone XL, an elegant solution for a nasty problem. Did you know that some vehicle manufacturers require you to drain your oil through the top of the engine? And even more interestingly, some of them require you to drain your oil through the exhaust. Pretty crazy, huh? I feel bad because sometimes I can't take my car out racing like he wants to. I can always tell when he's really itching for a race because sometimes I walk into the garage to find him pretending to race other cars. I'm not ashamed to say that sometimes I play along too. Hey, great job, buddy. You totally just walked that Lambo. When you don't have power steering, sometimes your steering wheel is 15 turns lock to lock. Makes for some smooth turn-ins. Alright, go ahead and start her up.
Hey, Larry. Is it supposed to be pissing like that?
Oh, damn it, Jim, did you not put the cap back on? Note to self. After destroying the third one this week, I have concluded that using a turbo as a mini wood chipper may sound like a good idea on paper, but the application needs some serious tweaking. And magic. This dude just decided that he has way too much money, and he would like to get some work done on his Lambo. Yeah, that should do it. Well, it turns out this rod tried to escape, but we caught him, and he's gonna go right back where he came from. Based on that cam lobe, I thought you just did an epic burnout. Turns out, that wasn't the case.
It's broken!
You don't necessarily have to replace your original clutch, but after 200,000 miles, I guarantee you will want to. Only a true car guy can spot the issue here. Answer in the comments. I mean, it don't look good, I'll give you that, but hey, it still spins, which means it's still got some life left to it. Customer states that his steering has gotten worse since he hit a speed bump going 45 miles an hour. Official diagnosis? His shit's f***ed. Watch for speed bumps, folks. Man, I'm so straight, and when I turn my wheel, nothing happens.
Now, homie, where you been?
You like to see homos naked?
Goddamn, boy.
Just hit it with some WD-40. Call it good. Damn it, Marty, you installed the engine backwards again.
Dang it!
When you have limited space in your shop, sometimes you have to improvise. And sometimes, just sometimes, you're still f***ed.
140 on the dash, going nowhere fast. Let's see just how long your engine will last.
So I just got some new Bluetooth lug nuts. They make changing the tires so much easier. So far, I'd rate them 10 out of 10. I want to know what trauma this steering wheel experienced to be so distrustful.
How dare get your hands off me!
Yeah, my car makes so much power that sometimes my airbox explodes. Turns out, if you run out of gas, you can protect your welds with screams. Did you know the Chevy Cruze engines break down so much that Chevy actually started to include the tools you need right inside the combustion chamber? Now that's innovative. Fun fact, to cut down on production costs, the Nissan X-Trail was designed to only make right turns. Call me crazy, but this little Mazda has a sick-ass drumline. Well, I'm on site at a mobile job. The guy says the car ran a little hot and it won't start. Let me know in the comments if you have any tips on diagnosing charcoal. Dropped your 10mm in the engine bay? No worries. Here at Bob's Rent-A-Tool, our possums are trained specifically to find shit you dropped in the engine bay.
Nothing yet, sir.
Only real mechanics know that in order to properly inspect a drum, you want to leave the castle nut and retainer on. Yeah, that looks to be about a grinder millimeter wrench. I've never heard a person sound like a South Park character and Woody Woodpecker until today.
Can't park there, mate.
Yeah, a lot of history on that rod.
Sometimes the best way to teach someone is to just let them use every bit of their stupidity, so they don't have any left.
I'm not a smart man.
That is correct. Ah, redundancy.
Why?
Is that even necessary?
Why?
Necessary? Launch control.
Alright, taking bets in the comments. What do you think you broke? Want to get more steering angle out of your leaf spring suspension? Boy, do I have a solution for you.
Back to the left.
Have y'all seen the new butter knife security systems? Seems basic, but there's actually a pretty advanced security chip in that knife. Just so you know, if you bring a vehicle into a shop like this, absolutely covered in shit, we will upcharge you. And that's assuming we even work on it to begin with. Do you know how much harder this makes our job? You are an absolute dickhead, and I hope you accidentally drop a socket in your oil fill hole. This girl is showing off her driving skills on the same day she got her license. It doesn't go well for her. You ever seen a car that was one speed bump away from becoming a sled?
Jesus Christ.
Customer's last engine seized up, so with this one, he did the smart move and added some anti-seize in with his oil change. Now, that, sir, is a next level move. Customer brought this in for an unrelated issue and doesn't want to be scammed into getting a brake job when she doesn't need it. Well, that's not so bad. Just a little exhaust leak is all. This guy got tired of people breaking into the trunk of his car, so he did something about it. Now, in addition to a crowbar, the thieves will need to bring a Phillips head screwdriver. Customer wanted a 2-inch lift, and this was the easiest $500 our shop has ever made. This motorcycle has a neat feature. You can shift 100% of the power output to the front cylinder, and that frees up the rear cylinder to store small metal parts and shavings.
Hey, that's pretty good.
You ever seen a brake pedal that identifies as a gas pedal? This alternator has a feature where it lights up when it needs to be replaced. So, you got an electric car to save the environment, huh? Well done.
People are dying of a mass extinction. How dare you?
Here's a really cool way to confuse the shit out of potential car thieves. Are you having a hard time getting your car started? Well, you can just summon the power of Zeus. You won't even need a key.
Give my creation life! It's alive!
You want to look super cool in front of your new friends? Install this awesome new vape mod on your wheel.
Oh my god, he's so goddamn cool!
Customer said this battery needs to be jumped. Instructions were unclear.
Whee!
You know, it's a lot easier to diagnose a car just by looking in the oil pan.
Yeah, you see, this should be in the engine. And these parts, yeah, they also go inside the engine.
So, what do you think is wrong?
Well, I'm not sure. Does it got gas in it?
Just finished the truck and it's all ready to get out there and shit up.
Bring it on! Alright!
Tell me you've got your catalytic converter stolen before without telling me you've gotten your catalytic converter stolen. This is actually kind of genius, but makes working on it a bitch and a half. Sir, I'm gonna need you to drop the rattle cans and the bag of crack and back away. Very, very slowly. Let me see your hands. I'm actually pretty impressed by this one. If you don't have any money for a new battery, but you do know a lot about wiring and voltages, you can do like this customer did and wire in a bunch of lithium-ion batteries. It's got the right voltage and seems to start the car just fine. We got ourselves a badass of the week, people. Look at this monstrosity of a vehicle. I'm not even sure what to call it. A vruck? A tran. A vruckin' tran. I'm gonna be honest with you. The more I look at it, the more I want it. Yeah, that's neater than shit, and now it's my life's mission to own one. I see the problem. You didn't use enough duct tape. I mean, they are working like they're supposed to. The customer states that the car sways just a little bit when it turns.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be connected there, bud.
You know, call me crazy, but I think this here rod needs to be up in that there engine. Quick tip when diagnosing a rear end. If your gear oil looks like a strawberry milkshake, at some point, it means...
You done messed up, Aaron!
Just got my transmission rebuilt. The mechanic said that I needed to put some miles on it before I go crazy with it, so me and the old girl are gonna go out for a quick drive, I guess. Bread is actually a fantastic alternative to a head gasket. Thank me later, folks. Customer wanted some custom exhaust, and I tell you, we didn't spare a single expense. We got him hooked up with the never-before-seen exhaust T with perfect 90-degree routing and everything. Whoever's wheel this is clearly tired of your bull. He's tired. Get it? Never mind. Man, that was bad. Do you have a car that won't start? No problem. Have your buddy crank the engine while you look under the hood. Once you see this light turn on, push it, and the car should start with no issue. The views expressed in this video are not for educational purposes and are just parody. You should definitely not push the red hot metal, you idiot. Ooh, someone's getting fired. Sometimes a poorly running engine is a lot like a stuffy nose. You just gotta clear it out. Nothing like an aggressive Italian tune-up to get the job done.
Oh, beautiful.
See, that was your problem. After shooting that big-ass booger out, seems like she's running a lot happier. Just look at that fine-looking engine there. That ain't no oil leak. That's what we call horsepower sweat.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hey, good thing you had that zip tie there, or this could have been really bad. What, you never seen a wheel with abs? Good for you, dude. I can't believe that this dude plugged his tire on the sidewall. It's like $60 for a used tire, man. Customer states that he can feel a vibration at high speeds. The customer drove this in and just wanted a brake job. Declined other repairs. Now that summer is near, it's important to flush out your old coolant before replacing. You'll know you're done when you see coolant coming from your valve cover. Did you know that there's a job called a cemetery fogger? Basically, if your cemetery doesn't look foggy enough, you give this a call. These fins are here to keep too much air from passing through the radiator. Simply remove them for better cooling. Someone was trying to start this Land Rover, and I'm over here thinking that a sick-ass beat was about to drop. Audi's new self-driving update has a damn attitude problem. All it takes is the right size speed bump to start an oil change. There is a correct way to remove a front clip, then there's the fast way.
Wow man, that's such a nice classic car. Hey, what does this rear eject button do?
No, don't push it! God damn you, Jim. This little yellow Integra has a trick up its sleeve for winning the race. Instant off-the-line weight reduction.
Oh, you're f***ed, bud.
Customer states that he barely tapped a curb and now his wheel wobbles. Buddy, we both know that you using the word barely is a bit of a stretch. Did you know that Ford made a quick disconnect feature for their gear selector so you can remove it and use it as a blunt force tool for correcting issues with their radio? Good as new. Customer states that the last guy didn't tighten his oil filter down and now he's getting a small oil leak. Buddy, I think you got bigger problems here. Man, AC compressors really have to work them overtime hours in Texas. If your key no longer opens your door, you'll need to unscrew the lock cylinder and check it for obstructions. The same thing applies if your car's running a little bit funny.
Well, yeah, that looks like a key to me.
If your electrical connections aren't working properly, make sure you disconnect the plug and check the fluid. If it's clear, like this, the plug fluid needs to be changed immediately. Halfway into a dyno run, this Dodge Ram just decides to piss itself.
Hey Larry, now I ain't no genius or nothing, but I'm pretty sure that these little doodads aren't supposed to be buzzing at me, right?
Holy sh!
After you finish your performance build, all you want to do is get out there and rip it up. No one has time to finish installing the gauges.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
You hear that? Take a listen. That's the sound of an EcoBoost. EcoBoosting. Customer states that her husband did an oil change on her Lincoln and used the super expensive oil that's good for 60,000 miles. Now, let me know if I'm wrong in the comments, but I didn't know that they sold an oil that slowly converts itself into a delicious chocolate caramel treat. You can only show off so much before your car gets exhausted. It gets exhausted, people.
Oh, brother!
Two-piece rotor. It's for cooling purposes. I hate when the blinker fluid drain valve is so small. That takes forever. Well, it looks like your muffler bearings have gone bad, and now your exhaust juice is leaking. Well, it's never a good sign when you buy a new project and discover that someone used Bondo and spare clothing to fix the body. Well, at least you got a free shirt, I guess. You know, a half water, half oil mixture makes oil changes half price. Something to think about. Now, if you're ever changing your oil and it looks like some delicious melted ice cream, do not, I repeat, do not taste it. Oh, son of a that's bad. Well, apparently this transmission got a hold of a large bag of corn nuts. If you know, you know. With just a small amount of electrical work, you too can make your door lock and unlock when you open it to a certain point.
Alright, start her up. I bet I can fix that with a screwdriver.
Here is a perfect example of using every bit of your damn braking system before deciding to replace them. Customer claims that since we installed her radio and subwoofers, her car makes a clunking sound in the rear end. She'd like to have it warrantied. Please leave my office.
Get out of my office!
Here's an actual helpful tip, something I don't do very often. If you drive an older vehicle, like 80s or older, and you have those old school starter solenoids under the hood, you can actually start it with a screwdriver by jumping the post together. Don't use this video as a tutorial though, go actually look up a detailed video on how to do it. You can install your cooling fan the right way, but I prefer to install it with a bit of pizzazz.
Installed.
Yeah, sure, but where's the pizzazz?
There ain't nothing in this world quite like jacking the ass end up, installing a fart can, and bouncing off to a relaxing drive. I paid the neighborhood meth head $5 to install a new window regulator. I can't get into my car anymore, but the window works, I guess.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Sure, my vacuum might not work, but it's cooler than your vacuum, you know it. Most of the time, a pair of safety glasses will do the trick, but sometimes, just sometimes, you need a safety face shirt. Here's a tip, and you all need to hear this. Disconnect your battery before working on electronics. These damn Audis are always leaking something. For a moment, I thought this dude was rocking a huge wooden crucifix, but I think that's just a 2x4 holding the entire truck together. If you're driving for an extended period of time and you hear your vehicle start to whine, it's important to pull over as soon as you possibly can. Long trips are hard on your car too. They might need to take a quick leak. Okay, start her up. Keep it going. Keep it going. And
boom goes the dynamite.
Damn, bro, what strain is that? Hey, what's up, fam squad? In today's episode of I Did It So You Don't Have To, I replaced the coolant in my car with very expensive liquid nitrogen. No cap. And you'll never believe what happened. Watch part 2 for the results. Go ahead and smash that like button and follow for more stupid shit. Stay rizzed up, my sus squad. Wait, editor, am I one of those annoying creators? Well, shit. If you have reached the point where your car sounds less like a car and more like a sewing machine, it's likely time for a new car, bud.
That sounds like shit!
The customer paid to have me replace this perfectly good tire. For the life of me, I just can't nail down his reasoning.
Oh, that reminds me. Hey, Larry, we gonna watch that new Venom movie later?
To begin the driving test, go ahead and start the car. Okay, let's go ahead and start it. You gotta start it. Okay, let's start the car.
Start your engine!
If you remove the plastic stops on your mirrors, you can finally have the range you need to be able to see not only your passenger, but the driver of the car in front of you. So, you done pissed off your car, huh?
You done messed up, Aaron!
Today I'm going to show you how to install some extra 12-volt plugs in your car. Let's go ahead and start by ripping the some right out.
Yeah, you weren't kidding when you said you had a blowout. Well, we can get you fixed up with a patch if that's all you need.
Yeah, so I'm looking to get $5 grand for her. She has a small leak and smokes a little bit, but she runs well and I love her. Dead sweet burnout, bro. That ain't no damn burnout, you donkey brain simp. The damn tires aren't spinning. Oh, dude. I'm no genius or nothing, but I think you're about a quart low. It seems as if your engine suspension needs a little bit of a tune-up.
Hey, Larry, I found this here doodad inside the muffle box. Is it important?
Hi, I'm Noob Mechanic, and we're behind the scenes at the local Kia factory. Sir, could you please tell us how the working conditions are? Sir? I can guarantee you that this shop's neighbors absolutely hate them.
They shooting! They shooting!
Okay, so now, let's go ahead and remove this rotor. What the hell is that? Oh, mother. Let's do some push-ups. Sometimes a customer pisses you off so much you just gotta hit that James Brown.
Get up now.
Today we're conducting an experiment of the phenomenon known as around and find out. Here we can see the subject, herein known as around test subject 01. And here we can see the result, now being referred to as find out 01. The results were inconclusive. More tests to be conducted soon.
Got a bolt torque to 450 foot-pounds? Not a problem. Get Redneck Bob to do it. Not only does he get shit done, but his face is already f***ed anyways.
Goddamn son of a bitch, no good two-timing nitwit piece of junk ass motherfucker. What the hell is on my elbow?
Are the boys at the shop just being lazy and sluggish? Not a problem. You can fix this with some welding gas. Just tip the container over, and the energy level will go from 0 to holy shit real quick. Them GMC lug nuts have a history of exploding during removal. You won't catch me within 10 feet of that shit. No sir. So, you made a little mess while doing an oil change. Not to worry at all. Most things can be used as a rag. I am so proud of our new technician. He's been over here working his ass off for hours trying to get this car finished, and he's asleep. Here's a quick tutorial on getting to the secret cave in Luigi's Mansion 3. Position your character in this exact spot. Sidestep one time, and... The boss's new wife wanted to help out around the shop, so we gave her the extractor to remove the coolant from the buckets. It went about as well as you'd expect.
Oh my God, you piece of shit. I hate you. You.
You know you got yourself a good dedicated worker when a hood smashes down on top of them and the son of a bitch just keeps working.
I do have the same job. It's great.
You know, people think that he made a protection device to protect his $85,000 Tesla from door dings, but I'm a firm believer that he plans on there being a large flood.
Oh my God, this is happening.
So, you need to know how to realign your spine. Just need a tire and a little bit of perseverance. Welcome to our behind-the-scenes look at the set of the next Venom movie. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Okay, I gotta go. I have never seen someone go full-on 100% sketchy.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
I bet you have never seen this hidden level in Donkey Kong. I don't know what kind of final destination moment this dude just experienced, but he may have saved some lives. Finally, after all this time waiting, Snap-on is finally delivering my new $8,000 tool set with my toolbox. So there I was, just walking down the sidewalk, when all of a sudden, a large truck opened a portal to hell. So that's what Tupac was talking about.
That's the way it is.
Check out this awesome whale mod that this dude did to his car. You too can achieve this. Redline and park for a good minute or two, then immediately open the radiator cap. Here's a very quick way to de-shed your dog. Just get a drill with a brush attachment and put in some work. You ever wondered what it'd be like to use a shit ton of brake cleaner in a small enclosed space?
I might have used too much brake cleaner.
Customer brought his car in because it won't run anymore. Well, when you're going 50,000 miles between oil changes, that tends to happen.
Houston, the rover seems to have wandered into some sort of crater field, and now the suspension is totally f***ed.
This Tesla is having a hard time understanding a horse and buggy.
It's an 18-wheeler. It's drifting. No, it's a pickup. Wait, shit, 18-wheeler. It's coming right at us. Wait, it's a man walking behind. No, it's what the fuck?
Sir, don't come this way. Sir, wait. Sir, there's... Well, shit. I was gonna tell you there's a small pile of leaves here, and now you got yourself stuck. You know, they say that you're supposed to respect all builds, but not this shit.
Stop it. Get some help.
What is this? Why are you like this? Guys, this is the last time I'm buying a new double-din screen from Wish.com. The install was simple, but the screen is frozen, and I can't open any apps. Everything was going so well, then boom, you're missing teeth. Here's an inspirational video showing that with enough dedication and perseverance, you can get through any obstacle. This is truly something special.
Cause I don't give a what you say. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Hey, I just installed the new twerk package. Let me know what y'all think. Hey bud, you need some help? Nah, she's just running a little hot. Just need to let her cool down. Brondo. It's what engines crave.
It's got electrolytes.
It's safe to say if your steering wheel sounds like the Price is Right wheel, consult your nearest mechanic. No money for a mechanic? That's okay. Your uncle is an electrician. Good as new. everyone has bad days at work, but have you ever had a smash your Peter in the hood kind of day? I didn't think so. This dude just bought this Prius and did some super jank shit to tow it. Guys, he planned on driving us another 450 miles.
Bye, have a great time.
Well, his problem now. A lot of people don't know this, but in order to change the oil in a smart car, you have to roll the car on its back.
All right, Gary, go ahead and flip her. Perfect.
You know, it would suck if something happened on the day that you're supposed to get married, but it is kind of cool having to delay your wedding due to an exploding limo. Today we're going to do a little bit of weight reduction. Let's start by removing 75 pounds of Bondo from the roof.
Alright, go ahead.
Well, good news. You got good spark. Customer states that he hears a very minor noise when going over speed bumps. BMWs don't like to be yanked on, and if you're not careful, they will bite.
Oh, God damn! Me to tears.
Sir? It might be too late to tell you, but you have to make a left here. This road must be super hot.
Oh, hot, 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 hot! Hot, 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 hot!
Sure, bud, because driving horizontally across a crosswalk is way less illegal. Take a look at this bumper sticker. In the case of you claiming that your brakes are good,
the lie detector determined that was a lie.
Customer states that he installed his new parts but didn't have a torque wrench, but he tightened them as tight as he could. He tightened them as tight as he could.
Oh my god, I almost passed out.
This is what happens when you buy a car from someone who repairs their own car by using only TikTok videos. Well, that bolt is about as useless as a dance degree.
You're f***ing useless.
I mean, if it works, it works. Why buy a riding lawnmower when your current setup can mow a quarter mile of lawn in 17 seconds flat? Okay, keep coming. Keep coming. Keep on coming, a little bit further. Perfect. Now folks, it's important to know that connector fluid is only good for about 5 years, and you can really start having some bad electrical problems if you don't maintain it properly. Here we see a rare double wrong lane turn. Stay quiet. We don't want to disturb them.
Wow.
Who knew that cutoff wheels actually sound amazing?
Yeah, we grinding all day, yeah, we grinding all night. Feeling the rhythm, yeah, we doing it right.
You can always tell when a customer has had a catalytic converter stolen, and this one is honestly brilliant. A+, dude. Press the clutch and push start. Easy enough. Well, shit. Are you tired of having to get out of the car and bang on the starter every time you want to drive somewhere? Boy, do I have a solution for you. Just mount a hammer, attach a strap to it, and mount the strap in the cab.
It's so simple, even a vice president can do it.
Here's a quick tip. If you're ever involved in a front-end collision and you still have to drive that vehicle around, to avoid embarrassment that comes with driving a beater, you can simply draw the front end back on. Problem solved. This dude, hands down, has the best security system in the game. Turns out, you can repair a broken horn with a light switch. Ever wonder what happens if you start your front-wheel drive car while it's on jack stands and in gear? Behold. Well, it holds air. What's the problem? Customer states that there is a slight noise in the rear end after hitting a small bump. It's got to be one of the worst feelings ever when you start hearing a knocking noise from your favorite truck. And one of the best feelings when you discover that it's just a loose body panel.
Hallelujah.
This dude can clearly hear that something ain't right, then becomes distraught when the engine grenades at 4,000 RPM. Whoa, what did you think was gonna happen, bro?
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Check out this clip of the new trailer for Final Destination 12. Final Destination 12, in a theater near you. So, you're done with the bodywork on the rear end and you need a reason to do the front. Well, that's one way to do it, I guess. Customer states that there's a squeaking in the front end. He paid a $100 diagnostic fee and declined repairs. This will be a simple tutorial on changing the fluid in your transfer case. Let's start by removing all the metal bits. Man, you know you're really f***ed up if you don't even have metal shavings and you're just pulling out whole-ass metal parts. Have you ever seen a vehicle that hasn't had an oil change in 32 years? Turns out that the oil turns into a symbiote. So, I just pulled my engine for troubleshooting so I can, well, shit. Well, you know what they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. Oh, yeah, she's definitely gonna need some new glow plugs. BMW drivers, take note. This dude's truck is all sorts of messed up and he still knows how important it is to park within the lines. Do better. So, drifting is life, but you're in your daily driver. Not a problem. With just a few steering and suspension modifications, you can be sideways in no time. Alright, I want everybody to take a guess in the comments for what the hell these switches do. Most people don't know this, but Ferrari cheaps out on the brakes sometimes, and the ones you see from the outside are usually fake. So, you want to do a tune-up on your BMW. You can do this with a few easy steps. First, remove all the engine fragments from the timing chain. Customer complained of a slight rattle when hitting bumps. Dude, at this point, your frame is 3 parts rust and 1 part air. Fun fact, did you know that popcorn was accidentally discovered by a farmer? After harvesting, he checked his air filter and found a bunch of popped kernels.
Is that so?
Hell, I don't know, but it sounds good, don't it? You want to know how we fix our cars in Texas? You stop it. Okay, let's go.
No!
Come on, let's go.
No!
I said let's go.
No!
This dude thought someone stole his trash can. Turns out, that trash can has been talking and this truck was tired of it.
I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
You ever go so fast that your speedometer needle just yeets itself? Hey buddy, you wanna go for a walk? Oh, look who's excited for a walk, who's a good boy. My car is so damn needy sometimes.
Money, please.
This is why you only install high quality stereos in your car. The car will reject the cheap junk. My tire feels a little wobbly. Let's go ahead and just have a look back here. Man, I ain't never seen no car making its cheeks clap. Oh, poor car is terrified to get worked on. Must have had a little PTSD from the previous shop. It's okay, fella. We'll get you taken care of. What's better than a security system that requires you to grab a rat's nest of wires and jiggle it to start the car? Well, I just wired up my new subwoofer. The car no longer starts, but the sub beats pretty hard.
You're going nowhere!
Did you know most sway bars have a quick disconnect feature, provided they are worn and rusted enough?
Very interesting, but stupid.
Customer brought this in for a tire rotation.
You serious?
To remove the taillights from your Volvo, slam the rear hatch with exactly 37 pounds of force. How futuristic. This car allows you to set the vents to hyperspeed. After replacing the heater core in my car, I think the heater works a little too well because my vents are screaming. Did y'all see those new Ford mirrors? Sons of bitches damn near have a full 360 view. Putting gas in a diesel will make it sick. You want to know what it's like to own a race car? Yep, that's pretty much it.
Step shifter, no automatics. Step shifter, no automatics. I'm on the floor, blow up the doors. I feel where you see me no more.
Well, good news. She's got spark.
Well, what's the bad news?
Well, she's got spark. Car not starting? Not a problem. You can reset the computer by unplugging the ignition and plugging it back in. Strip the lug? Not a problem. Just keep the impact on it. It'll eventually friction weld itself to the stud. It really grinds my gears that some cars don't include blinker fluid drain valves. It's nothing a little DIY can't fix though. Customer states that the engine is making weird noises. Let's just take a look inside the engine. I mean, everything looks like it's working like it's supposed to. I'm stumped with this one. Seems to me that your car is a little constipated there. Go, gadget ashtray.
Bounce, 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 bounce.
You want to lower your car and just don't have much of a budget? Look no further. Serves you right for putting prime energy drink in your coolant reservoir.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah! All it takes is for you to wire one blinker incorrectly, and you're totally f***ed. Alright, let's go ahead and just pop this door open. Well, Hey, I'm not about body shaming anyone, but that must be a big dude driving. That poor wheel is one pothole away from being dust. You've heard of spinners. Now try the new anti-spinners. Well, that's going to finish up today's episode. Before we wrap things up, I want to thank all of my Noobs in Training members. I also wanted to thank our Patreon members, and I want to give a special shout out to William for being a godly tier member. We sincerely appreciate your support in helping us continue to make videos you love. If you want to join Patreon members and get a special shout out in future videos, make sure to check out our Patreon, link in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Subscribe and hit thumbs up, also comment, cause that's what's up. Noob Mechanic, join today. New uploads almost every day. It's right there in the middle of the screen. Click it, you know you want to.